Let's start with the national anthem. Hindi ko makita. Pwede bang maalis ka dyan? Hindi ko tuloy makita tong aking sinishare. Ayan.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, telas ng sinananan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay, lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit ng pagkaw, ay hinagang tulakawin sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y nagumpay na nag-iingin, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidinig, luman ang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, huwag langit sa piling mo, aming bigaya na pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
And then we'll have the prayer.
Lord God, thank you so much for giving us another day to study and prepare for a good life in the future. Thank you for giving us the chance to continue learning amidst the pandemic, which caused a lot of changes in our lives. Bless our parents who work hard to support us. Bless our teachers who are doing their best to inspire and guide us, especially in these trying times. Bless our country and the people who continue fighting to stop the pandemic. Lord, fill us with your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Give us good memory so that we might understand and remember what we are going to study now. These we pray in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Ang palalang tanglaw ka ng bayan,
natin doon sa ating sa ating program, no? Everybody, welcome sa ating program today for the presentation of your final project. Ayan. So sa ating welcome remarks, i-welcome din natin si Ma'am She. Salamat Ma'am She for preparing the Zoom meeting. Ayan. At everyone, I hope you are all ready to start and present your work. Yung ating line-up na setup na natin, no? So ito yung ating pagkakasunod-sunod. Tandaan lang natin. Ayan. So again, good luck and hopefully maging successful yung ating presentation, everyone. Ayan. Okay. So mag-a-unshare na ako at sisimulan na natin, no? I-stop ko na yung share and I give the control to the next one who will be presenting, no? Yung ating group 5. Okay, group 5.
Excuse po. Okay lang po ba mag-present kahit may kulang pa po sa group?
Pwedeng may sumalo.
Yun po.
Oo.
Okay lang po, ma'am.
Okay lang. Basta may sasalo dun sa part nung isa. Tas habol na lang siya kung
Sige po, ma'am. Thank you po. So,
nakikita mo yung PowerPoint?
kita po. And, bale, good morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am Angie. Good morning, ma'am Seth. We're group 5 and we're here to present our program. So, the company that we chose is Jollibee Food Corporations and our program is a food billing app.
Billing, okay.
So, good morning po and a pleasant day to all of you. My name is Raymark Valenzuela and together with my classmates, we will introduce to you our app entitled Jolly Billing, a billing app. We are the group 5 and here are my group mates, namely Kian Clyde Bador, Janine Balase, John Conrad Bautista, Jimwell Discipolo, Mike Oximer, Pio Reyes, Kenneth Rosas, Lian Denise Santos, Jeannie Tabara, and me, Raymark Valenzuela. So, going with the logo, which was created by Mr. Rosas, Kenneth Rosas, a simple and minimalist logo na may red background at mustard yellow na font color that indicates Jollibee app in the upper part at Jollibee Food Corp at the bottom. In the center naman is yung the best pollinator natin, yung bee. And fun fact lang that yung mascot ng Jollibee is used to represent Filipino people which are hardworking, good-hearted, and happy even though they are busy, according to the creators Manuel Lumba and Tony Tan Kakyong. So a little bit description of our app is that Jolly Billing is a billing app at ease. It is user-friendly which allows customers to experience an app that provides many variations of what you can order in Jollibee. So, our food billing app aims to provide hassle-free experience in terms of ordering system to customers of Jollibee. It is also easy to operate with concise UI, and ito yung ino-offer ng program namin sa mga customers. With this app, Jollibee can continue to serve more people with better quality of service. So, the contents of our project scopes. First is the description of the work to be accomplished. Second is the purpose or business need for this project. And lastly, the stakeholders and users. So first, let's describe the work to be accomplished. Our app can provide the customers with a menu of the food and drinks available. They can also choose the quantity of a certain food they order and the total amount they have chosen. So our food billing app, wherein customers may check the menu available and even order food and drinks based on the quantity they want and may total and print the receipt also. Next. So what's the purpose or business need for this project? The purpose of this program is to give a hassle-free experience in ordering system of Jollibee. This can be very beneficial to food service companies as the app is easy to operate and has a concise UIs on it. So the customers can be able to enjoy our app as it offers a less hassle experience as well as saving consume on waiting queue. So the main purpose of this project is to offer a more concise and easy way of ordering. Next. So who are the stakeholders and or users? So our app is open for everyone who wants to be users or customers, as they are the ones who will use our program for their own preference. While our stakeholders would be the food companies like Jollibee, KFC, McDo, and etc., where they can capitalize their business on our program. The next presenter would be explaining about the objectives. Thank you.
Rinig po ba?
Ano yun?
Rinig.
Okay.
My name is Jumel Discipulo, and for the objectives, we have two objectives, technical objectives and schedule objectives. First, Python and PyCharm to be able to fully design and implement a food billing app. And second, within the semester, 2 months, to be able to produce a working system or a kit. And for the next presenter, we'll be able to... Next up.
Good day, everyone. I'm Kenneth H. Rosas, and I'm going to discuss with you the purpose of our program. So, what products or services will your project deliver? So, ito po yung John Building for the digital ordering service kung saan mas magpapabilis at mapapagaan ang order ng mga customer. And sino nga ba yung mga user na pwedeng gumamit? Ito po yung young adults, and lagi can next slide, please. What are the features of the system? Concise and tight. Meron pong UI ang program namin kung saan meron itong functions na makakatulong sa pag-take ng order ng mga customers. The second is order. Dito naman po makapag-order si customer kung saan pwede nila ilagay ang dami na gusto nilang i-order at kung anong pagkain or things na gusto nila pagiging. And the last is total. Dito naman gagawin ng program ang pag-total or pagbigay ng total amount sa order ng customers. And the next presenter will be Conrad Bautista.
So, good day everyone. I am John Conrad Bautista and I'm here to present our flowchart. So, we start off our program with declaring the libraries to be used. We use Take Inter for the GUI. Then we use random for the ordering number to be given to the customers. Then time to present the local time in the GUI. Then we go to the display route, which will show the window of the GUI. Then on the top left, it will display Jolly Billing app, wherein it's the name of our program. Then our declaration, the next is the declaration of local time, so that it will be accurate in what you set local time. Then at the middle of the app, it will display welcome to Jollibee. Then it will also display the local time. Then here is the declaration of string variables, because Take Inter only accepts string variables to be displayed in the GUI, so we need to declare it as string variable. Then scroll down. Then here we have 3 categories in our food billing app, namely meals, drinks, and desserts. So, in our food billing app, it will display the photo of the food, then it will display the name of the item and the price of it. Then it will show an input window wherein you can put how many quantity do you want to order. Then some in our meals we have Jolly Fries, Yum Burger, Jolly Burger Steak, Chicken Joy. Scroll down, please. Jolly Spaghetti, extra rice. Then on our drinks we have, scroll up, please.
Sige pa.
Scroll up.
Okay.
On our drinks, we have soft drinks, namely Sprite, Coke, or Royal. Then we have iced tea, pineapple juice, Coke float. And scroll down, please. And then in desserts, we have peach mango pie, sundae twirl. Then after that, there will also be an display of order number which will be randomized. Then there is a window of total cost which will display after you select. After you finish ordering, then there is also a cash window wherein you will input the amount of money you will pay. Then we have 5 functions declared in the program, namely total, reset, exit, change, or receipt. So next picture. So in the ref, we have it focuses on the ordering system. So here we declared X and we input a process called random. So the ordering number will start in 1 and the last number will be 35. Then in our program, it will be randomized every order. Then we need to typecast it in string. Then we will set the reference as randomized. Then scroll down, please. Here we declare the items. So we put it in a float data variable because in our cache it accepts float. So in order for the operations to be accurate, we need to also use float here in the quantity. Then scroll down. Here in the C fry, C burger, C steak, the variable MCF, MCB, MCBS, it represents the quantity. Then it uses the multiplication operator asterisk. Then on the right side of it is the price. So the function of it will be price multiplied by the quantity you inputted. So scroll down. So here we use the in-page connector wherein it is B. Then scroll up. So here we declare the total cost which have the functions that we will add all the quantity multiplied by the price, namely C fries, C burger, C steak, C chicken, C spag, C rice, C soft D, C tea, C juice, C float, C pie, C sundae. And then we will set the total cost into the total. Then our next function would be Q exit. So there will be an exit button. So when you click the exit button, it will automatically close the app. And scroll down. Here we have the change function. So we have two declaration, the M which represents money and the T which represents the total. We also need to typecast them into float. So here we have the if statement rather. So if money is less than total, it will display another window and it will display errors, and it will display you don't have enough money, because how can you pay something when you don't have enough money for it? Then it will also display a clickable button, okay. So scroll down. Okay is also a function which processes that it will destroy the window. But if you have more than money than the total, then money minus total will be equals to change. Then change will be set into left. And scroll up. Then here we have the reset function, which sets all the input in the quantity into, it resets the input quantity of the order into 0, like the fries, burger, then the order number, the meals, the drinks, and the desserts. Scroll down. Here, it will also reset the total, the change, and the money you paid. Then next, please. So here, we have the receipt function, wherein it is also another button. So if you select the receipt, it will display another window, and it will show that it is a receipt. Then scroll down. It will also display the quantity of the meals, then the drinks, then the desserts. Then scroll down. It also uses the same function. It also uses the same codes in the reference wherein that happens, the operation happens there. So here in our receipt, it mainly displays what you ordered, the quantity, the order number, the money you paid, the change. So here we use also another in-page connector D, so that we can continue the flowchart in the same page. So scroll up. So here we will display the display receipt. Then our programmer also formatted the receipt to look like an actual receipt. So it has design. Then scroll down. Here we display the food quantity, then the price. So the receipt will have 3 columns. On the left side, it will display the meals, the desserts, and the drinks. Then scroll down. Scroll up. Then here, the display MCF represents the quantity of the meal you ordered. So it will display how many did you order on this specific meal, drinks, or dessert. Scroll down. So here, the display C fries, display C burger, it will display the total amount of what you ordered in the meals, drinks, or desserts. Okay, scroll down. So here we use an off-page connector because there is still some more for the flowchart of the receipt. So next, please. So here, in the last part of the flowchart of receipt, it will display the total, then the cash, then the change, which will be processed by our program. So scroll down. At the last of the receipt, it will display, "Thank you, please come again. Jollibee Food Corporations, all rights reserved." Then it will also display the order number of your order. And for the next presenter, here is Mr. For the next presenter, here is Mr. Oximer. So, since Mr. Oximer is not here, I will discuss the success factors. So, in success factors, we need to identify elements that are key to the success of the project, such as target project objective met. So our team was able to accomplish the project objectives rather. The food billing app delivered and served its purpose for the stakeholders and customers. So we concluded that we were able to create the functions of the program that we planned to do. So therefore, we concluded that we accomplished the project objectives. Then, satisfied clients or stakeholders, clients and users were all satisfied. Then our team has concluded that the project was a success because we implemented what we planned in the planning stage. So we think that it was a success. So for the next, here is Miss Leanne Santos to discuss the project team roles and responsibilities.
Good day, everyone. So, for the project team roles and responsibilities, this won't be made possible without our project manager, John Conrad Bautista, which is responsible for planning, organizing, and directing us into the completion of the project, as well as our technical writers, who are Mike Oximer and Raymark Valenzuela. For our system analyst, we have Pio Reyes, Jeannie Tabara, and Jimwell Discipolo. On the other hand, are our business analysts, which are Kenneth Rosas, Dian Denise Santos, and Janine Balase. And lastly is our programmer, Kian Clyde Bador. So the next presenter.
So for the implementation, the tasking activities, the task produce system, design, development, and presentation. For the procedures, we use Agile methodology or Scrum. For the tools and technology, we use Python and PyCharm. And project change control process, we use Scrum using iteration process. For the next presenter would present project schedule and milestones.
Project schedule and milestones. So on the 16th of July 2022, the group was able to identify our project that we are gonna present. On the 17th of July 2022, project design was done where the group was able to plan out the main framework of our project. On the 19th of July, and on the 21st of July, on the 27th of July, we are able to present our project, which is today. So the next presenter will be Kian. Thank you.
May logo. Okay. Sige.
Nakikita na po ba yung presentation?
Yung code, yes.
Sige po. So, yung code po namin, nag-start po siya as pagde-declare po ng mga modules, ito po. Ginamit po namin is, tkinter, which is, GUI toolkit po.
Okay.
Tapos po, ito pong import random po. Ito po yung ginamit namin as randomizer po sa reference, ay sa order number. Tapos ito pong import time. Ilagay po namin siya para sa local time. Tapos ito po, naglagay na po kami ng diyan po nakalagay yung kung ano po yung resolution ng GUI. Tapos ito po,
Graduhan mo nga muna yan. Okay, go.
narinig ko po ba ako, ma'am?
Naririnig ka.
Okay, balik po na tayo. Ito po, dineclare na po yung top frame, which is, ayan na po yung top. Tapos dyan po, dito po, nakalagay po sa top frame. Ito po yung welcome to Jollibee, tapos yung background po, and then yung kung ano pong kulay nung ito po, nanyan. Tapos, ito rin po yung local time, nakalagay din po doon. Tapos, dito na po tayo sa main program. Yan, dineclare po siya as string variable po kasi po yung GUI po yung tkinter po is yung kinocode po namin siya is hindi po siya natanggap ng int variable. So, ginawa po namin is string variable po. Tapos ito na po yung nakalagay po sa GUI po namin. Naka-separate po siya into three categories po, which is yung meal, drinks, tsaka po dessert. Tapos ito na po yung mga nakalagay po dun sa app. Ito po yung photo image po. Ito po yung yung image po ng food. Tapos ito po yung coordinates po niya para po malagay po siya dun sa GUI. And then ito po yung label niya, which is yung nakalagay po dun is yung name po ng food, tapos yung price po, and then yung font, yung
Okay.
color, yung background.
Galing.
Tapos po yung coordinates din po, syempre, para po malagay dun sa GUI.
Okay.
And then po, ito pong entry, dito po ilalagay kung ilan po yung o-orderin po ng kunyari po, yung sa fries po.
Yeah.
Dito po sa entry, ilalagay po yun para po ma-read po ng text variable. Tapos, ilalagay po sa variable na fries, tapos i-distribute po yun sa yung value sa variable. And then, ganun lang po yun, paulit-ulit po.
Okay.
Dito po sa burger, sa steak, sa
Dun sa
chicken,
mga ordering,
pag- apo. Tapos dito naman po sa pinakababa. Dito naman po yung mga buttons po na ginamit. Which is ito po yung button po ng total,
Okay.
kung gaano po siya gaano po siya kalaki, which is yan, pad X2, pad Y1, yung border po, yan. Tapos po yung command po niya is kailangan po function, which is po, pag pinindot po yung button na yan, mapupunta po siya dito sa function na ito po, ref.
Rep.
Ito po yung function po na to, kino-compute niya po yung totality po ng in-order niyo po. Tapos, yan po. Dito po yung yung
Randomize.
yung randomizer po namin. Tapos, yan, ilalagay po sa variable na ref. Tapos, yung run set po, ito po yung string variable na dineclare po kanina sa main program.
Okay.
Tapos, isiset niya po yung value niya sa ref, which is ito po, yung value po ng kung ano po yung na random po na number. Tapos, ito pong mga to, i-convert niya po yung mga string variable po into float para po pag nag-input po ng character yung user, hindi po siya hindi po mariread yung program. Hindi niya po i-read. Tapos ayan na po. Ito po yung cost ng fries, kunyari po. Kung nag-input po kayo ng kunyari fry. Ito po yung cost ng fries, tapos kung ilan po yung in-input, tapos i-compute niya po yun, tapos yun po yung magiging cost ng fries. Tapos, mapupunta po yun lahat dito. Tapos, i-compute niya po yan isa-isa. And then, ilalagay niya po sa total cost yung value na yun. Tapos, ito pong total set is yung string variable din po kanina na dineclare. Tapos, isi-set niya yung value na yun into sa total cost po na nilagay po dito. And then, yung next po na button is yung reset po. Ganun din po. Tapos, yung function po is yung reset, which is
Back to
ayan po, yun. Ito po yung function na yun. Ay! Yun. Ito pa, reset. Ito po yung nagde-declare po ng nire-reset niya po into null yung mga yung mga values po ng mga string variable po kanina. And then, ito pong exit, pag pinindot po yung exit is, mag-exit po yung program. Tapos ito pong change,
So, marami siyang
i-compute niya po kung, pag pinindot po yung button ng change, is i-compute niya po yung change po ng Tapos ito naman pong
Sige.
resibo po ng in-order niyo. Tapos, iraran ko na po.
Okay.
Yun po.
Ano nangyari, Bador?
share ko po ulit.
Okay.
Ayan na po. Nakita na po yung ano.
Okay.
Ma'am, kayo po ba yung mag-input or ako po?
Sige na, magano ka ng ano.
Sige. Tapos niyan po. 1, 2.
Ah.
Kailangan po lahat po siya may value po. Kahit 0 lang po ilagay nyo. Kasi po hindi siya, mako-considered po siya as string variable. Ay, string yung ano value.
Okay. Kailangan meron.
Tapos
pala.
pag pinindot na po yung total, lalabas po yung total dito.
Okay.
Tapos po, pag kunyari po, hindi po ano yung money nyo, pag pinindot po yung change, you don't have enough money po. Kailangan po mas mataas po yung cash nyo. Aw. Ay. Yan po, lalabas po yung change tapos pag pinindot po yung receipt,
Ayun.
lalabas po yung receipt.
Receive.
And then, pag pinindot po yung reset, babalik po lahat sa ano.
Para dati.
Tapos, pag exit po, yan. I-destroy niya po yung program. Yun lang. Thank you.
Okay. Good job. Ganda. Laking improvement, diba? Dun sa last time. Dahil nagkaroon na ng image. Ayan. Okay. So, let's start with the... Ate ka, meron pa ba kayo di-discuss? Wala na. Ayan.
Yung
Na tayo,
ano po, ma'am?
Q&A na tayo. Okay. So, parang wala na akong ma-question na. Yung mga klaseng mo, baka may question? Sige. Okay. Ma'am, may question ka? Ma'am She?
Hello, good morning.
Morning po.
Naririnig po ako.
Morning po. Naririnig po.
Yes. So, thank you for that presentation. No? Sabi nga ni Ma'am Angie, nag-grow siya. Maganda yung presentation and I think you are well practiced po dun sa mga binigay na category nila ni Ma'am. Ganda yung project ninyo. So, keep it up. I will not have a question since okay naman, na-explain naman na maayos.
Ako wala rin akong question eh. Galing eh.
Oh. And mukhang ready ah.
Ready eh, no?
Yes, and ayun, nagamit nyo naman din yung mga requirements ni Ma'am Angie. So, congratulations.
Yeah,
Yun lang. Thank
congratulations
you.
from the two of us. Ayan. Thank you. Good job. Yan ang ating no? Palakpak natin. Ayan. Meron bang dito?
Meron ka, may virtual reactions po.
Reaction. No? Ayan. No? Let's give
Ayan po.
them wait. Raise hand yun eh. Saan yung palakpak? Hinahanap yung palakpak. Ayun. Ayan. May clap na ako. Ayan. Okay. Good job. Ayan. So, yan na natin yung ating next. Next in line is sino yun? Exit course 3. Okay. Group 1. Sa line up, sumunod na kayo. Wala na kaming question. Wala naman ding question yung mga klase ninyo. Mag-ready na. Yung group 1. And then yung group 4 yung susunod. So, mag-ready-ready ka na rin group 4. Group 1. Start sharing the screen. So,
Hello po, ma'am. Rinig po ba?
yes, rinig naman.
So, good morning, everyone, especially to our dear panelists. I am Dan Roosevelt R. Season, and together with the other members of our Group 1, we are here to present our work. We were tasked to choose among the top leading companies and create a project related and beneficial to the chosen company. And the company that we chose is Amazon. With our created project, Primo, your prime inquiries are our top priorities. But before we further explain and explore our chatbot, I would like to first introduce you to Amazon. Next slide, please. Amazon is a multinational e-commerce technology company, online retailer, and web service provider that became standard and became the iconic commerce it is today. Jeff Bezos, an American entrepreneur and a computer engineer, is the founder, executive chairman, and former president and CEO of Amazon. Amazon is not only known for their retail products, but also for manufacturing an electronic book reader, which we all know as Kindle. And the Philippines has hosted Amazon Web Services since 2016, and the current president and chairman at Amazon Web Service in the Philippines is Stephen Thomas Misa. And now to introduce to you Prima. Next slide, please. Prima is a state-of-the-art technology chatbot, always ready to answer your inquiries. This application aims to satisfy the demands, questions, problems, and concerns. This chatbot also delivers a user-friendly and interactive experience with ease of access and control. And may I call on Charwin Aaron Apolinar to explain the project scope?
So for the project scope, the description of the work, this Python project offers an automated initialized answers for the customers and consumer needs. It has a window with a user-friendly interface that delivers the statement that may fill in the customer or consumer's satisfaction. The purpose of this project, it provides customer service. It may cater huge amount of consumers, especially having a worldwide platform. It can easily accessible, understand by the consumer, and it is interactive. The stakeholder and users, the Amazon.com Incorporated and the consumers that avails, supports and indulge the products and the service that they offer. So may I call on Angelo Ayan for the project objectives?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Angelo Ian Calzar, here to discuss the project objectives of our project Primo. Technical objectives are by using Python and PyCharm to fully design and implement a complex DS project, which is a chatbot named Primo. The second is to allow the consumers to have access to data stored within our bot. Finally, our chatbot has an array of questions with answers that would help the customers with their demands, problems, and inquiries. The schedule objective is that the students are able to produce a working system or game within the semester in a span of a month. To discuss the deliverables, may I call on Ms. Jamie Singalo.
So, for the deliverables, what will be our app going to deliver? For the internal section, we will be able to deliver initial system code, testing and debugging, final system code, executable file, documentation, flowchart, system logo, and also modules, including the used modules that we use in our source code. Next slide, please. For the external section, here are the deliverables that we have: contact information directed to Amazon, instructions for complaint resolution, and next slide, please. So here for the user requirement, expected users are people who need fast accommodations for their queries and clarifications regarding with the issues that they may encounter while using Amazon. Next slide, please. And here are the features that we have. Our app can have a basic greetings such as hello, how are you doing, and can also ask a little background about them. It can give also basic information about the company. It can also address customer complaints. It can also direct customer to appropriate contact information in order to resolve concerns with Amazon staff. And for the success factors of the delivery of the app, it will be discussed by Ms. Nicole Francine Zhao.
Thank you, Ms. Encabo. For the success factors, after creating our program, we recognize these success factors. Number 1, client satisfaction. Our chatbot pleased our client Amazon, which is headed by Mr. Bezos. Number 2, technical objectives. We, the team, were able to make our chatbot responsive and provide clients with answers to their frequently asked questions. Our software was cleanly programmed and the flow was easier to understand. And lastly, the schedule objectives. The team was able to complete the software in a whole month, adhering to the precise timetable without missing any deadlines. May I call on Ms. Eloisa Gibani to present us the project team roles and responsibilities.
As for this slide, I, Eloisa Gibani, will present the project team roles and responsibilities. This project would not have been possible without the team behind it. Python programmers. It consists of 9 members who have played an important role in the development of this project. For the role of project manager, Nicole Francine Howe oversee the operations of individual projects within programs to completion. For the role of technical writer, Angelo Ian Calzar and Dan Roswell Sison were responsible for the documentation, program instruction manual, logo creation, as well as the PowerPoint presentation. For the role of system analysts, Charwin Aaron Apolinar and Jamie Liz and Cabo were responsible for the flowchart creation as they knew the process of the program based on what was given to them by the business analyst. In addition, Mr. Apolinar also contributed to the preparation of the zip file. On the other hand, for the role of business analyst, Trisha Castillo and I, Eloisa Gibani, were responsible for guiding system analysts on creating the flowchart, as well as ensuring that the program meets the requirements. Lastly, for the role of programmer, Irish Tegyo and Sharina Yvonne Olaco were responsible for writing the code and ensuring production runs smoothly without errors. In addition, Ms. Tegyo also contributed to the preparation of the instruction manual, and Ms. Olaco was also responsible for coordinating with team members to ensure everybody understood the project specifics like the code, graphical user interface, and so on. To sum up, even though there are different roles assigned to each members of the team, everyone is ready to jump into the work of other roles to help whenever there is a discrepancy. Teamwork really makes the dream work. As for the next slide, Mr. Apolinar is going to speak about the implementation.
So for the implementation, tasks and activities, the task for the produced system, design, develop, and presentation. For the procedures, we use the Agile methodology or Scrum. For tools and technology, we use Python 3 or PyCharm. For the project change and control process, we use Scrum using iteration process. So for the output, may I call on Irish?
So for the output of our app, it will start from the window, which we use GUI to create this one. And if you enter a specific sentence, the bot will reply to it, just like what you see in the image on your screen. So, kunyari, mayroon pong, I receive a broken item, the bot will reply, sorry to hear that, here is Amazon's customer service contact number to accommodate your concern, and marami pa po siyang pwedeng itanong, and the bot will respond. So, next slide, please.
Good morning, everyone. Before I discuss the flowchart of our app, I would like everyone to know that as our chatbot is a form of AI or artificial intelligence, we had to install different modules in order to build the model as well as train it. And so we created 3 files in order to achieve this. 2 are Python files and 1 is a JSON file, which stands for JavaScript Object Notation. JSON. It uses human-readable text to store and transmit data objects consisting of attribute value pairs and arrays. And as you can see here, this is our first file, our JSON file. It is basically a series of declarations containing tags, patterns, and required words. So tags are basically labels. For example, we have greetings. And it contains different greetings like good morning, good day, good evening, etc. The patterns are different ways of saying something. For example, you can say hello, hey, hi, and they all mean the same thing. Or how old are you and what is your age? They also mean the same thing. The required words is something for the AI to detect. Like the moment they see or hear that word, they would say the appropriate response in accordance to the word's tag. So here we listed down what the bot would say depending on what the customers would type in their in our app window. So this will be used as basis for the training of the AI. It needs to familiarize itself with what you want them to do. And to discuss further, we have Miss Howe to continue.
Aaron, it's a different flowchart. Hello?
Yes, Lirica.
So, we begin our program by importing all the modules, packages, and files that we need to train the chatbot. We also need to initialize the words, classes, documents that the program will ignore. Then these two diamonds will be the loop that will access the intent file we made earlier. The program will read all the data we wrote in the JSON file, and it will tokenize the sentences. Tokenize means that in every sentence, for example, hello, how are you, the program will separate all the words into hello, how are you. After that, it will append or add each word it recognizes into a list. If the list for that particular tag is not yet created, the program will create a new one. And if it already exists, it will go back to tokenizing the sentences. The list determines all the similar words and groups them as one, so the program will know what words belong to a particular tag. Once the program is done going through the whole JSON file, it will now proceed to lemmatizing each word and remove duplicate words from the list that the program made earlier. Lemmatize means that the program will reduce the words it will recognize. For example, work, working, works, and work will all be recognized as one word. This is so that the program will not lose its performance because it keeps on looking for the exact word. After that, the program will print the documents, classes, as well as the unique lemmatized words to show that the program executed correctly. Then, it will now put the words and classes into a pickle file. This saves all the data processed by the program. Next, the program will create the training data. In this part, the training data will be fed into the neural network by transforming all the words we group into binary numbers so that it will be easier for the computer to understand them and work on their own. Once it is created, the program will print out training data created to confirm that the words and patterns were generated successfully. We will now proceed to creating the model using 3 layers. This part is where the program builds its neural networks by creating neurons for the inputs from the training data. Then the program will print out model created, and that will be the end of the program. May I again call on Miss Sharina Olaca?
So now that our chatbot is trained in the language and proper responses, we can proceed to the main Python file, where the chatbot will analyze the user inputs and where the graphical user interface is made. So the program starts by opening and reading the JSON file contents before passing it to a variable called intent. Next, we have the process of opening the Word pickle file and reading the contents, followed by opening and reading the class pickle file. So pickle in Python is the process of converting a Python object into a byte stream to store it in a file or database, and that's what we did with the words and classes. Next, we have a function that analyzes a sentence, then splitting it up into arrays. Afterwards, a function that stems the words is called. What happens here, for example, is the user types works or working or worked, and they will be stemmed into their root word so that all will fall under the work category. This function then returns the sentence array. Scroll down, please. Next thing to do is to tokenize the patterns, as mentioned earlier, meaning the program breaks the patterns further down in order for the next process to work. We declare here a variable bag, called bag, equating to 0 as it's needed for a for loop. This for loop here assigns 1 to the return value if the word is found in the vocabulary. Otherwise, it will check again until it is found. Next is a function for the chatbot to filter out predictions, sort its strength of probability, and store the value in return list variable. And now, the program returns the value from return list. Finally, we have a function to get the response from the user. Down, please. There. So, from there, it will be followed by a for loop in order for the chatbot to check if any word from their input matches the words in its vocabulary that we got from the JSON intents file. Afterwards, a function is used to get the chatbot response. Scroll down, please. Okay. So, it will then store it in a variable called rest. This then outputs the variable to the app window. And lastly, we have a process where the graphical user interface is programmed. It is only a series of declarations where the font is specified, the size of the app window, background color, fonts, and many more. And this signals the end of our program.
For the project scheduling milestone, on July 6, 2022, we discussed what app and company we're going to use. On July 10 to 15, 2022, we started the draft of the code, and on July 6 to 20, we finalized the program, and today we will present our project. So ngayon po, ipapakita ko na yung source code. So, nakikita na po.
Yes.
Yung una-una po, syempre, gumamit po kami ng mga modules na kailangan. Yung NLTK, which is a leading platform for building Python programs to work with human language data. Tapos yung word lemmatizer, ito po yung comparables ng different forms of word into one single form. Tapos pickle po, dito po yung isi-save yung file and we'll do in a program later on. Now P, library allows you to create multidimensional arrays and matrices and work with their properties. Tapos yung Keras model naman, ginamit po dun sa training ng actual bot. Tapos JSON, dito po yung intents or yung mga possible inputs and responses ng bot. Import random, ito po yung for the choices ng mga possible na i-respond ng bot. Sa first function, yung def clean up sentence, ito po yung tokenizing the part pattern or breaking text into smaller words. Tapos, after po nun, lemmatizing of words or converting words into its lemma. Yung lemma po is yung dictionary form of words, like yung run is the lemma of running. After po nun, dito na tayo sa bag of words kung saan ililist na po natin yung mga words na ginamit natin. And dito po sa next function, which is yung predict class, nandito na po yung prediction of responses based on the user's input. Ito po yung ginamit namin for filtering out predictions below. Yung mga, pinifilter na po yung mga responses na pwedeng isagot ng bots based sa users. Tapos dito, isa-sort po kung gaano ka-strong yung or kung gaano ka-accurate yung input niya dun sa list of intents or yung list of words. After nun, ito na po yung function to get the response. Checking if the user's input match intents. So, if nag-match siya, you get the response. Tapos, ito yung def chatbot response. Ito na po yung final response. Kung saan nagkakaroon na ng parang conversation yung user and yung bot. And dito po, yung GUI, gumamit kami ng GUI para magkaroon po ng interface or magkaroon ng actual design ng bot. And also, gumawa po kami ng logo para po magkaroon po ng logo yung mismong chatbot namin. Tapos, pwede i-run. Bale, ito po yung pinaka-chatbot namin. So, yung chatbot pwede, kung magta-type ka ng hi. Nasasagot po ng button. And for other greetings, like, how are you? Tapos, pwede, what is your name? Tapos, syempre, so nakakasagot din siya ng mga customers concern. Kunyari, my package is broken. Tapos, binigay niya po yung contact number ng Amazon. Yung Amazon. Tapos, kapag itatrack yung order, tapos, pwede rin po, kunyari mag-request ka for refund, and pwede rin, kunyari may missing item ka, kunyari naka-receive ka ng missing item. Nagbibigay siya ng parang solution sa concern ng user. And gagawin yung availability ng product. Kunyari, and pag mag-e-end po siya, kunyari magbabay na yung user. Thank you. And yan po.
Ano pa? So what's next? Ayan. Q&A. Alright. Ako may tanong. Gaano karami yung niload nyo na dun sa chat na pwedeng sagutan? Tsaka saan nyo siya kinuha?
Wait, hindi ko pa pula na. I-share ko po yung sa intents. Bale, ito po yung, hindi ko pula nakita. Ito ko po kung paano iti-train yung chatbot. So, nanggaling po dito yung intents. Kapag nag-add ka ng mga possible na inputs or responses ng bot, iti-train mo siya para mag-work yung bot po.
Kasi kasama dun sa question ko is yung limitation ng nung list nung intents nyo, no? Kasi usually kinukuha nyo yan dun sa pwedeng masagot yung mga FAQs. Now, what if yung tinanong ay wala dyan sa nakalista dun sa intent nyo, anong mangyayari?
Kunyari po, pag naglagay ng yung parang random lang. Hindi po maaano naman. I don't understand. Bale, hindi, pag meron po siyang ibang nasabi yung user na hindi namin na hindi connected sa Amazon or hindi po ma-understand yung book.
So, yan yung pinaka-limit. Yan yung hindi ko nakita dun sa presentation. At least naandyan yung kung ma-address yung point na hindi niya masasagot dahil hindi niya alam kung ano yung sasagot niya. Dahil nagkaroon na ng limit dun sa number wala dun sa intent, no? Wala dun sa tag, correct? Tama. Ayan.
Opo.
Okay. So, gaano karami yung nilagay yung intent dyan? Patingin nga nung code. Hanggang saan yung tapos nakaano siya. Okay. So, meron pa siya for additional kung dun sa inyong i-learn ng Pwede pa siyang i-edit tapos magdagdag ganon. Pwede?
Apo, pwede pa po.
Okay. Alright. Okay, so yun ang question ko. Yes, ma'am. Baka may tanong ka.
Supposed to be yun din eh. Kasi what they presented yung mga given na, yung na-train na nila na questions mo. So yun nga, what if merong mga panggulo, 'di ba, na customer na gusto lang mag-good time. So yun nga, paano yun maa-assist ni Primo? So yun, nasagot nyo naman. So, ang galing. Nakakatuwa. Parang hindi kayo for
ako na-amaze ako, meron na silang AI using using
Python. May AI na.
Tsaka extendable siya, depende kung i-evaluate nung yung reserver, yung bang nagko-collect ba siya ng cash? Na program nyo ba na magko-collect ng cash, tapos pwede nyo makita yung historical na replies? Para kung halimbawang doon ba sa code nyo magkakaroon kayo ng access doon sa kumbaga pwede nyong salain yung mga hindi nasagot, parang ganun.
Pwede po siyang i-improve, ma'am. Parang pwede open po talaga si Primo for another training for that. Tapos pwede din pong i-expand yung code based dun sa gusto niyong specification.
Okay, good. Yung classmate nyo, baka may tanong? Wala. Ma'am, may dadagdag ka?
Okay na po ako. Thank you.
Okay na si ma'am. Okay. Ayan, so maglagay tayo ng reaction dyan. Let's congratulate yung ating yung ating presenter. Ayan. Okay, nag-clap na ako. Okay, good job. Ayan. Okay. So, very good, very good. Ang laki ng improvement, 'di ba? Kung titingnan niyo yung last time na natin na presentation. Ayan. So, next, yung ating next na group ay yung group 4. Ayan, group 4, mag-ready ka na. Ayan, naka-ready na si group 4. Tapos, lagi lang, para ma-remind natin yung next. Okay, after group 4 ay si group 3. Okay. Sige. Kung ready na, pwede na magsimula. Inventory. Okay.
Good day everyone. This is Group 4 po and we will report po about our final project po. So our chosen company po is yung DNL po. And then yung napili po naming project po is yung inventory system management po, which will we will be able po to manage po yung project transaction ng company po na to be more efficient and faster po. And then we'll start na po with yung project description po with Ian Daos.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ian Benedictaus, and I'm here to discuss the project description and project scope of our program. Project description. This program is an inventory management system that has the objective of a record keeper for the DNL company. The DNL inventory system has the ability to add, delete, or reset records if desired by the user. This program also has a login security to authenticate whether the user using it doesn't have the authority to view or edit the inventory. So this program is designed to make the company's work easier by keeping an eye on all of their assets. Instead of manually managing all of the company's supplies, the company could utilize this program to organize their stocks. This program would also be accessed easily. Only those who have control can fully utilize this program. Next slide, please. Project scope. Work to be accomplished. Developing an inventory management system called DNL inventory system that has the intention of aiding companies by keeping track of their products, which will be helpful for managing their supplies. Purpose of the project. This project is created to keep track of all of the company's supplies and sales, which could prevent stockouts and gives the company the time to replenish stock. This program could also give the company a better understanding of market changes or sudden demands that could lead to greater profit. So overall, this inventory program makes this task easier than trying to do them all by hand. Stakeholders or users, companies with a lot of stocks. Thank you, that's all. May I call on Ms. Danielle Maro for the discussion of the objectives of our program.
For our technical objectives, first is to be able to fully design and implement a product inventory system using PyCharm and VS Code as our IDE and Python as our programming language, and to allow the company to easily check and access the DNL's product inventory using this application specifically made for them. For our schedule objectives, to be able to produce a product inventory system using PyCharm and VS Code within the semester. To present the success factors, may I call on John Paul Andino.
These are the success factors of our project. First, target project objectives met, ensuring that the application serves the company standards to the best advantage by meeting the project's objectives. Next is team's progress and success. Team satisfaction in adequate development and formulation of the project implementations. Target delivery. As a result of our team's clearly established priorities, the timeline, approach, and goals of our project were successfully finished on time. Lastly, user satisfaction, providing the organization administrators and staff with efficient inventory system support to ensure the accuracy of the product records and delivering them a positive using experience. Next is may I call on Ms. Alisa Garcia to present the deliverables.
For the deliverables, the DNL inventory system is an inventory management system developed in Python language that allows the user to access the records of the company's products and supplies. This will help the company to identify which and how much stock to replenish. Clients or users. Some of the users of the inventory management system are distributors, manufacturers, retailers, and any company that handles stock. DNL inventory system and user requirements. First, the users need to log in with their administrator account provided by the company. This will ensure that the one who uses the inventory system is an authorized person to prevent other people to access it. Second, the users should be able to view, add, search, reset, and delete products in the inventory. Third, The system will display the name, quantity, and price of each product. And lastly, the users must be able to log out and exit the system after using it. For the flowchart, we have Ms. Burse to discuss it.
Rinig po ako, ma'am. Hello po.
We can hear you.
Okay po. Good morning, everyone. I am Alicia Jane Guzman. Here is a flowchart that will illustrate how our program works. So our group made a program that will help D&L company to access and monitor their products inventory. The entire process will start once you run the program to your Python compiler. The output will show D&L inventory system. Once you click the word file, you have a choice to proceed or to exit. If you wish to proceed, then the system will ask you to log in. The user will provide their username and password to access all the information inside the system. Once there is an error, the output will be invalid username and password, and you have to retype your login credentials. If it is correct, then you can choose to browse the inventory or proceed choosing account to log out and exit. If the user clicks the button that contains inventory, then it will lead to choices such as add new product or view product. In adding new products, the user will just save product name, quantity, and the product price to the system. If the user chose to view the product inventory, the system will show them the list of products, its quantity, and equivalent selling price. Aside from viewing, the user also has the choice to search specific products, to reset the list, or to delete an item in the system. The user is allowed to make different actions. Once everything is done, the user will then log out and exit the program. That's all for flowchart.
So for the project team roles and responsibility. This Python project cannot be accomplished without the work of our team. So here's our project team. For the role of project manager, Mark Anthony Ferrer, he is responsible for overseeing all operation and managing and organizing our group. For the role of technical writer, Myra Ricafort and Angelita Mapusti were responsible for documentation and PowerPoint presentation. For the system analyst, Eliza Jane Burse, Ezekiel De La Cruz, and Daniel Lamaro were responsible for presuming the requirements of the app. For the role of business analyst, John Paulo Andino, Ian Benedict Daus, and Eliza Marie Garcia were responsible for checking if the program has met its requirements. And lastly, for the role of programmer, Gian Franco Agabao, he is responsible for coding the program.
For the implementation task activities, tasks to the system design, development, presentation, procedures, agile methodology, Scrum, tools and technology, Python, Visual Studio Code, project change control process, Scrum using iteration process. For the project schedule and milestone next, so Mr. Mark Anthony Ferrer.
So now moving on to the project schedule and milestones. So on July 1, 2022, we defined the goal of the project and we studied how this project is a worthy project to build, or does it have a value to bring to the users. Also, we try to become realistic as we list our objectives or expected result of the project, where we reflect on what we want to achieve and how we can achieve it. The same day on July 1, we do the program since we already have the initiatives to implement the project. But we only do it based on our current knowledge and by means also of watching some resources on the web. Moving on to July 7, 2022 is our project design, wherein we planned out more of our ideas, concepts, and other suggestions regarding to our project. Planning also if there's a risk on our project, and also improving the design of our project as advised by our instructor. Moving on to project development, the project was developed by the whole team where they created plans and identify areas of improvement to help the project run more smoothly. The project manager decided the tasks that were given to each team member to complete. Then add details about the individual responsibilities regarding the project and deadline for each task. Each of the members feel more involved and aware of the project's process. On July 16, this is the execution wherein we completed the project as per members submitted their tasks on time. We observe if the project works according to our plan and monitors if there's still any area that needs improvement. And we seek feedback so we can determine necessary changes on the project. And now, starting on this day, is our project presentation, presenting the project that was being built for a whole month. And considering the number of people in the team, the project were able to reach its established objectives. The project seems to be successful because each team member offers effective and valuable contributions.
Good morning everyone, I am Gina Tabaw and I will be presenting our code, our source code. So ito po yung mga ginamit namin modules para sa gumana po yung program. So Think and Pair is used for the GUI of our program. Next is SQLite 3. Is a lightweight disk-based database that doesn't require a separate server process and allows us accessing the database using a non-standard variant of the SQLite language. So, yung SQLite 3 po is yung ginamit namin para ma-store po yung mga data sa local computer po para hindi po nawawala yung data pag nag-exit po ng program. So, this is our variables. So username, product, password name, and search are string variables. Price and quantity are integers. So function database, ito po yung nag-i-store nung mismong data na ini-input po ng user sa database po, which is Python database. So function exit and exit2 serves the same purpose para po ma-exit po yung program within the, ito po para sa homepage and this is for the login page. Show login form and login form, magkadikit po sila. The define show login form, ito po yung nag-show nung mismong UI para dun po sa login form. And the login form, dito po fin-fill out yung mga username and password po nung para makalagin sa system. Define home is our home page for the system. And the show add new function and the add new form function. The show add new function, ito po yung nag-show nung form para po mag-fill out yung user para sa bagong item. The add new form consists of the product name, quantity, and the price na nilalagay po ng user para po malagay po sa database. The add new function here, ito po yung nagiging way para ma-store po yung mga nilagay po ni user from the form para po mapunta sa database. The view form, ito po yung nag-show ng lahat ng in-input ni user. Siya din po yung nagre-read ng database para po makita po lahat ng mga items. Ito, yung display data po, siya po yung kumukuha ng mga items from the database para po malabas siya sa view form. Next is the search function, the reset, and delete. Ito pong function na to is gumagana bilang button. Nalalabas po siya sa view form which can be seen. Ito pa. Ito. next is the log out button. Siya po yung nagsiserve pag pinindot po siya, babalik po dun sa login form. The define login which is used para mag-login sa system, and yung nakaset po na password is admin which can be seen sa pinakauna po. Ito po. Admin. So, para po mapakita yung program. So, the account login form here. Type the word admin.
Guys, lumilindol ba?
Lumilindol! Ang lakas, grabe!
Let's pray, guys. Stop it, mag-pray muna tayo.
Sandali.
Ang lakas ng lindol.
Ang lakas, grabe! Naramdaman ko.
Yung kinikilabutan ako.
Nararamdaman niyo ba?
You check on your family first, guys.
Dali lang nga, lalabasin ko lang yung nanay ko. Salamat, Lord. Sige, tuloy na po tayo.
I'm back. So, ito po yung pag na-fill out na yung login form. Yung naka-set po natin na password is admin. So, pag hindi po tayo gumamit ng naka-set na password, ito po. Pag wala po nakalagay, ito po lalabas. And pag mali po yung password na nilagay, so this is our home page. We can see the inventory, add new, and the logout and exit. So if we view our inventory, nakaset na po yung mga data namin para po, for example. So we can see the product name, the product quantity, and the product price. HP. So magte-test muna po tayo ng bagong item. So, if we put product name po. Ano pong product name na?
Ano bang product ito? Ano siya? Ano nga to? Para ba to sa restaurant, sa grocery, ano? Anong klase? Ano yung DLL para saan? Pwede kahit na ano?
Pwede naman po kahit ano po ilagay dito sa bagong ano naman po, item.
Pwede gawin natin mga grocery type. Sige. Milk. Hindi. Dapat brand ano? Alaska milk, ganon.
So, for our product quantity po.
Pwede kang mag-start ng 20.
For the price po.
Teka. Ano bang ano? Lagyan mo dun sa tabi ng product name 1 kilo. 1K. Yan, 1K. So, para tapos yung product price niya nasa 425 pesos.
So, pag nag-save po tayo, lalabas po siya na product has been saved sa database po. So, if we view our inventory, makikita po natin siya sa pinakailalim. So, product quantity 20 and the product price 425. Pag nag-search po tayo ng product, we search by product name po. So, kunwari po, search natin si Primax coconut oil, we can use the word oil. So, lalabas po siya. For the milk. As for the delete function po, for example, yung Alaska milk, i-delete natin. Ito po, maglalabas po siya ng warning kung gusto niyo po ituloy yung pag delete, mawala na po siya sa database. Yung database naman po is nakastore sa dito po.
Anong ginamit
Ito po
yung
siya.
database?
Yung module po na SQ3 Lite. Ito po.
SQ3 Lite. Okay.
Ito po.
In-incorporate nyo dun sa loob. Okay, yeah. Good.
So, yung database po is this one. So, makikita po natin siya dito sa ilalim na. Ito po yung mga inputted na
data. So, meron siyang text output.
Apo. So, yung sa ano naman po, reset function is mawawala po lahat ng data sa loob ng database. Apo. Ito po.
Baka kailangan mo i-highlight. Hindi naman.
Hindi.
Ayan. Nawala na yung ano. Nawala yung pinis mo kanina. Ano ba yung
Ay, yung reset function po pala, mali lang po lang ano. Kunwari po sa, nag-search po tayo ng, kunyari, yung oil po, like this. So, since wala po tayo pang back sa page, kunyari po, dito, i-reset function po natin siya para bumalik po dito sa...
okay. Para bumalik dun sa, ano, sa naka-set na products. Okay.
Para po makita po natin lahat ng listed.
Okay.
So, if we press the logout button, babalik po tayo dun sa login page. Ito po.
So, talagang ano lang siya, data entry ng ano,
yes
nag-collect
po.
lang siya ng ano, parang records management ng inventory. Ng ano.
Yes po.
Okay. Alright.
So, if we press exit, lalabas po ng warning ulit. Yun po.
Okay. Tapos, punta nga dun sa taas ng code. Yung
Ito po.
pataasan. So, gumamit ka rin ng Tinker. And then,
For the UI po.
For the UI, yes. Para may kulay tayo. Tapos, gumamit ka ng database para sa collection ng data na ini-encode. Anong ginamit po dun sa pag-ano ng login? Tsaka logout?
The database din po.
Naggawa ka lang ng UI para sa entry ng login at tsaka logout. Okay. Gets?
Yes po.
Okay. Alright. Yung palang una kong tanong, hindi ko pa naitatanong nung kaninang naisip ko. Sino dun sa top 100 na corporation, top corporation ang napili nyong gagamit nito? Nawala sa isip ko yung tanong na yun.
The DNL company po. Bakery company po.
Sino si
Ito
DNL?
po, DNL.
Anong pangalan ni DNL? Anong ibig sabihin ng D tsaka L?
Wait po, ma'am. Stop share ko po para sa presentation.
Sinunod-sunod na yung tanong eh. DNL.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello po. Yes, ma'am. Yan. So, we all know na yung inventory system is not that simple system, no, ma'am, di ba?
Oo, mahirap gumawa
Talagang
ng inventory
malaking,
kasi malaki yan.
yes. As a simple monitoring and encoding of new products, ganyan. Pero kung iisipin nyo talaga, if inventory system, malaki yan. Okay, kahit naka-Excel lang yan, pag inventory system, marami yung column, diba? Kasi we have the quantity, we have the price, we have the expiration date, especially when it is food, diba? Kailan yung pasok na, kailan yung bagong, ano niya, tawag dyan, yung bagong pasok ng mga product, restocking, ganyan. And of course, importante din yung sa default na importante din po yung pag-monitor ng availability of the product. Like for example, si Alaska, di ba? Kailangan nating ma-monitor yung stock niya. Di ba? So, sa inyo ba may ganun? Like for example, mauubos na, ano yung pinaka critical nyo na quantity. Yan, pagdating sa mga products. Ba magpa-pop up ba siya, mag-highlights ba na si Alaska paubos na, ang default nilang ay 5. So dapat pag nag-5 na yung quantity niya, magkakaroon siya ng message or ng parang mag-highlight siya na pula, parang sinasabi na ito ay paubos na. Diba? Parang ganun kasi diba sa mga tindahan, hindi pwedeng palaging ubos yung mga product, wala nang bibili sa inyo or wala nang bibili dun sa tindahan na yun, kung ganun lagi. So yun, it's a huge, lagi yung isipin yung inventory na yan, wala pa yatang nakaka-perfect yan kasi sa sobrang niya, laki.
Dami ng dyan.
Okay.
Sige, i-share nyo nga yung i-share nyo yung yung UI nung code. Buksan nyo siya. Ay, yako. Battery's running low. Okay.
Ito po.
Ayan. Sige, mag-login ka. View inventory.
Sa inventory po.
Okay. Pwede mo bang i-extend tong katapat ni X para makita mo ng buo? Hindi mo na i-move dun sa baba. Ayan. Okay. So you have 1, 2, 3 na columns. Okay. So wala kang notation dyan kung halimbawang after each you have say for example, you took one item from Baker's Delight na cake. Nag-aano ba siya? Yun yung tinatanong ni Ma'am eh. Meron siyang
As of now po, yung program is wala pa pong ganong feature. Pero in the future po, pwede naman po siya i-modify para magawa naman po yung ganong function.
Okay, so you work within what you have, kung ano lang itong nakalagay dito. Okay, so wala pa nung ganong feature, Ma'am. So ang meron lang talaga sa kanya ay naglagay siya ng product name, naglagay siya ng quantity, and magkano. Pero yung medyo mabigat kasi itong inventory ganun talaga, no? Pero maganda kung isama niyo siya as feature, no? Lalo na kung meron siya yung reminder, no? Katulad nung sinabi ni Ma'am, no? Pag umabot na halimbawa sa critical na point, which is halimbawa usually ang critical point yung pang isang linggo, no? So yung pang isang linggo, kasi usually your orders, bibigyan mo yan, yung bagong entry ng orders sa industry, bibigyan mo yan ng mga 3 to 5 days, no? Na bago ma-deliver. So, ang critical point mo ay pang isang linggo dahil mag-iintay ka. So, ilan ba yung pang critical point mo ng pang isang linggo? Lalo na kung yan ay halimbawa sa restaurant, no? Yan. Tapos, another, is yung mga expiry. pwede rin magandang isama yan, ano? So, marami kaming sinasabi sa inyo na input for improvements nung inyong, ano, no? Nung inyong application na ginawa, no? Maganda yung mga points ni ma'am. Okay. Yes, ma'am, baka may input ka pa.
Tsaka bakit kayo may delete? Question lang. Why you have delete in your application?
For example po, nagkamali po ng input dun sa login, sa add form. Pwede po natin ma-delete yung product.
Delete or edit, you mean?
Delete siya, ma'am.
Kasi delete, for example, may existing ka na, yun, pin-encode natin yung Alaska, diba? What if, accidentally, diba, na-delete mo siya? Kasi may delete ka dyan eh. Diba? So, paano na yun? Paano na yung history? Paano na yung inventory mo? Ano na mangyayari sa inventory mo? Kasi, hindi tayo pwedeng mag-delete sa inventory. Diba? Siguro i-archive natin but not totally delete. Kasi how you would know, like for example, inventory also, you can monitor the sales. Diba? So how you can monitor the sales if na-delete mo na yung isang part ng items. Diba? Parang lulutang lang yun. Na meron kang ganito pero hindi mo makita kung nasan kasi na-delete. Diba? So, yun nga, when you're doing an application, so, delete maybe, you can have a delete, but it will not delete 100%. I mean, hindi siya deleted talaga sa database, hindi din siya deleted sa front end. Nandun lang, naka-archive lang siya kasi importante yan. Diba? Importante yung bawat items na ini-encode nyo. Kaya nyo siya in-encode kasi meron yan sa inventory. Or may items kayo na ganyan. Accidentally, na-delete mo or accidentally, na-click mo yung delete, not you or yung iba. Diba? Yung staff, yung kagamit. So, yun na. Magkakaroon ng problem. Diba? May lutang na item na hindi nyo alam kung ano yun. Diba?
I-share mo nga i-share mo nga yung text file kanina kung nandun pa rin yung gusto ko lang malaman kung yung text file kanina, ayan, kung nandun pa rin si Alaska, find ka Alaska. Hindi, walang A. Tanggalin mo yung A. Last lang ata yung nailagay mo kanina. Ayan, sige. Ayan, nandiyan pa rin siya. So, ma'am, na-archive siya.
Yan. Okay naman yan. Kasi, di ba, syempre, masyado madaming items sa front end.
Pero, tama si mama, pag nagkikreate kayo ng inventory, okay, so para makita niyo yung essence ng sinasabi ni ma'am, no? In industry, if you have, isa kasi yung inventory, isa yan sa sini-search in terms of your declaration, no? Lalo na doon sa end of yung mga fiscal year, no? So tinitingnan yung inventory, tinitingnan yung financial, yung mga nabili mo. Now, pag meron silang hindi nakita, tapos yun yung concept ng inventory. Usually yung inventory nakadikit yan sa financial no. So ibig sabihin, napakahalaga na makikita nila yung mga items na kumbaga naandyan dun sa kanilang declaration. Kasi iyan ay kailangan ma-account, no? Kaya account, no? Ia-account siya. Yung mga nabili. And not necessarily lang dun in terms of financial na i-check halimbawa ng isang auditor, para rin alam lahat nung nung bumili niyan kung ano yung mga items na nabili niya. Kasi hindi mo yan ilalagay sa inventory kung yan ay hindi mo nabili, no? Pwede kang mag-edit at halimbawa nagkamali ka ng entry, pero yung dapat yung tatandaan, once na-enter na yan, naandyan na yan, no? Katulad yan, naandyan pa rin yung Alaska dyan sa archive kasi na-enter mo na siya. Kumbaga, naging part na siya ng inventory, no? So, pag kayo ay gumawa in the future ng inventory, tatandaan niyo yung concept na yon, no? Kasi kasama siya sa mga ipina-file, ina-account, in terms of financial itself, and of course the knowledge of the owner kung ano yung mga items na binili niya, no? So i-appreciate niyo yung yung point ni ma'am, no? Okay.
In the future lang naman yun,
Yes,
if you will pursue an inventory system, yan yung mga binibigay namin na points sa inyo na importante.
Actually,
Kasi,
simple lang ito, no, ma'am? 'Di ba? Kasi kung
Opo,
halimbawang may in and out, may first in, first out pa yan, and then malaki kasi yung inventory class, so
Opo,
talagang
kaya nung nabasa ko,
oo.
malaki siya.
Pero
Tsaka may
maganda
audit
to,
trail pa yan.
nagsimula kayo at na nagkaroon kayo ng sample kung ano yung concept ng inventory, kasi there will always be room for improvement. Kahit ako pagka nag-ano ko nung inventory ng mga CRM na ini-implement ko, sabihin mo perfect na yung ginawa ni Microsoft kasi yun na yung out of the box, pero there will always be a consideration on the declaration of the customer kasi may mga items iba-iba ang iba-iba ang requirements, no? Merong para sa pagkain, merong para sa grocery, merong inventory na items halimbawa sa shop, no? May mga declaration na requirements na halimbawa poisonous halimbawa, no? And then may tagging, ganyan, no? Yun yung mga kasi kailangan ma-declare na ganun dahil tinitingnan ng auditor. Ayan. So, malaki ang inventory, and ma-appreciate nyo yung points na yan. Huwag kayong mataranta kasi talagang malaki yung inventory.
And importante din yung audit trail, guys, ha? Like for example, 'di ba, maraming users si inventory, 'di ba? Hindi lang naman si admin yan, admin 1, admin 2, may mga staff. So importante 'yun para ma-monitor kung sino yung mga nag-edit, sino yung mga nagdagdag, anong oras 'yun, para kapag merong problem or merong kayong gustong itanong, malalaman nyo kung sino yung tatanungin nyo. 'Di ba? So, yun, may iba't ibang privileges din yan. Hindi lahat ng inventory ma-access ni staff. Kasi syempre may mga confidential din yan, 'di ba? Na hindi, like for example, sales, hindi si staff 1, hindi siya authorized na mag-open ng sales. 'Di ba? Authorized lang siyang mag-encode, pero hindi niya pwedeng makita kung magkano yung sales. Parang ganon. So, may iba't ibang privileges. Yan. So, for your information lang.
So,
yan po. So, mas marami pa yan.
Okay, so, as you go along, no, marami kayong matututunan, no? So, may part pa dyan ng yung sa database, pwede mong i-control yung yung mga entries. Yan. So, iba pa yun, no? Pagdating dito sa app mismo, iba pa rin yun, no? Marami pang may pa kayo matututunan in terms of niyan, no? So, ayan. I'm actually
yun lang.
No? Simple lang siya, no? Pero nakuha niyo yung concept, tapos nabigyan pa kayo ng mga inputs. Ayan. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you.
Ayan.
Thank you po sa mga notes, ma'am.
So, lang, tanggapin natin itong mga pumapasok pala ngayon. Alright. Okay, so meron pa ba kayong sa class? May question kayo sa grupo nila? Wala. Walang maisip magtanong do sa grupo. Okay. Alright. So, congratulations, group 4. Good job, no? At nakasurvive tayo, no? naintindihan mo namin, simple lang yung ginawa nyo. Ano? There will always be room for improvement. So, okay yan. No? Magandang nakikita natin yung ating mga ginagawa. No? Okay, good job. And congratulations. Ayan. So, yung ating reaction dyan, bigyan naman natin sila ng palakpak or heart. Ayan. Diba? Dalawa yung reaction ko sa inyo. Ayan. Good job, good job. Okay. And then, next si Group 3. O, mag-ready na si Group 3. Pwede nang mag-start ng sharing. And then, yung ating last na group, si Group 2, standby. Metro Bank naman yung hinana nila. Okay.
Ma'am, nakikita na po?
Yes po.
So, good morning classmate and good morning to our panelists, and this is our presentation. Our project is about banking, Metro Bank Corporation. Let me give you some information about it. Metropolitan Bank and Trust Corporation. Established in 1962, the Metropolitan Bank and Trust Company has become the premier universal bank and among the foremost financial institutions in the Philippines. With a history spanning more than 50 years, it aims to deliver meaningful banking to Filipinos everywhere. Metrobank, or MBT, has been listed on the Philippine Stock Exchange since 1981. Domestic presence, it has 950 branches, cash accept machines, almost 170 plus CAMS, ATM networks, almost 2,300 plus ATMs, and overseas activities, 30 plus foreign branches and subs and offices. This is the project description of our project. The bank management system is based on the concept of generating and maintaining daily payment transactions with the customer's account. Before entering the main system, users must access through the login system. That way, only users can use all the features of the system, such as adding, updating, viewing users' records, withdrawing and depositing cash, and checking existing details. The customer and the other is the ATM function. For further information, let me call on Maven.
Hey, greetings to the panels, greetings to my fellow classmates. I am Maven Brances and I will discuss the project scope. So this portion of this discussion will cover the limitations and boundaries of the project, which tells the developers or the programmer as well the boundaries of the goals, and to inform the users how to maximize the use of this program to its full potential. So in the first part, this is what we call the scope, or what is need to be accomplished. So here we have rostered 5 major works that need to be accomplished. So first is creating account. This invites and advocates non-users to join or have bank accounts in which will bring convenience to their finances. Second is depositing money. So with this allow users to store money in our bank in just one tap. Third one is the withdrawing money, same as depositing money. This allows the user to withdraw the money which the user had previously saved. Fourth is balance inquiry. This gives the user the ability to inquire all their past transactions that have been made by the client. Lastly, changing of passwords or PIN. So this is a crucial step in which serves as the welfare of the user against hackers and with a sense of ease to store money with privacy. So next slide. Next slide, please. Back. Balik. Sumobra ka. Yan. Okay. So next slide is the scope on who will benefit the most. So as you can see, we provided 2, so users and the company's administration. So I will keep it simple. So as you can see, this project is a two-way project in which benefit both the users and the company's administration. So this simultaneously benefit the user and the developers. It helps the user with a sense of convenience and the developers that can support the program by assisting the bank's content management. So that's it for this portion. And the next reporter is Mr. Adrian Bernardo.
Good morning, everyone. Objectives. Let's commence by discussing the objectives of this application. The objectives are the goals set by this team which we must achieve. The primary goal of this program is to make the roster of records much more convenient to the users while providing all the necessary functions that are needed in order to run the stable system on which can provide the users with the access to their previous transaction, thus helping them track their money more easily. This program hopes to achieve the following goals. First is to advocate economic stability among its users. Second is to transfer saving into investments which can help the user to earn up money. Next is to ensure the liquidity of the client's asset and help the users track their final records with ease. And lastly, saving money. Next slide.
Hello, rinig ko ba? Rinig. Dito po sa deliverables, firstly, we will tackle about internal deliverables which are not part of the final product delivered to the end user or client. Pero part siya ng siya yung gawa internally to support a project to run and are only used by the project team. Under ng internal deliverables kayang program, flowchart, yung initial code para mapagat mismong end product, plus yung trial and error.
Nak may frequency yung mic. Ano ba?
Skip. Ulit. Under internal deliverables po is yung program logo, which is yung nakikita niyo sa upper right ng slide po. And yung flowchart po para mapakita yung dalay ng mismong code po. Yung initial code po is yung parang trial code po para matest po if may problema pa po or kulang pa sa code. And next is yung trial and error experimental results, which is yung debugging na po ng mismong code. And yung final code po is yung mismong nag-run na po sa project. And yung final po is yung pinaka-purpose po yung application or yung program po. Next naman po is external deliverables.
Good morning po. Next po is yung sa external deliverables. External deliverables are the ones provided to the end users or clients. In the same example, the mobile application itself will be a part of the external deliverables. As you can see po, ang ginawa naming project ay banking system. Ang pinoprovide ng aming program ay mga transaksyon na karaniwang nagaganap tuwing gumagamit tayo ng bank or ATM machines. So yung first external po is account details function. Account details, it includes the basic information about the account like customer name, age, gender, and account balance. The available balance is the total amount of money that is currently in your account. Next is yung transaction na ginagawa, which is the deposit and withdraw function. Sa deposit po is deposit is money put into a bank account for safekeeping until you need it, and withdraw is money that's taken out of your account. At the most basic level po, one of these transactions is about getting money and spending it, and the other is about saving money for future purposes. The exact opposites po. And lastly is edit function. One basic feature siya but also essential in this program. You can edit your account password, age, and gender. The client may also receive future maintenance, patches, and other add-ins that support the application to run an external deliverables po. Next is Mr. Bernardo.
Morning everyone. I'm here to discuss about the success factors of our project.
These are all of the key internal influences that can impact our program's potential success. First is the effectivity of the program to the user. Next is the project objectives, or if the project is to automate or brought effectivity to the user. Next is the accomplishment of the project. Next, if the program or the user do not experience any errors. Next is, and lastly, if the program is user-friendly. Next, for our project team roles and responsibilities.
Project team and responsibilities. I'll introduce to you the project team roles and responsibilities, the minds behind this project. Let's start with the project manager, Mr. Bransas, who leads the entire team and collates all the information. Next is the technical writer, Mr. Legaspi. His main job is to write all the necessary presentations that the team need in order to present it to the clients excellently. Next is the system analyst, Mr. Dominice and Mr. Diana. They analyze the whole system, which is mainly the code, and if ever the code has errors, they are the one who can debug it, for they are well versed in terms of analyzing the program. Next are the business analysts, Mr. Lentino and Mr. Bernardo. This subunit pinpoints the strategies in terms of marketability and appeal of the program among clients, users, and customers. And lastly, the programmers, Mr. Pueblos, Mr. Colarina, and Mr. Lorenzo. They are the subunit that wrote, designed, debugged, and executed the program according to the client's will. These minds made the program come into fruition.
Good morning po. Implementations. Python is the programming language that we use. PyCharm is the IDE that we use. Tasks and activities. Task, produce, system, design, development, and presentation. Procedures. We use the Scrum methodology po. Project change control process. Scrum using iteration process means everyday po kami gumagawa since July 8 po ng system po namin. I-review po namin yung mga pros and cons na maaaring magawa po ng system po namin. And we also plan to create system successfully, kaya po yung mga backlogs or yung mga di po namin masolve na problems ay ginagawa po namin ng paraan every meeting po para may progress po kami sa paggawa po ng system po namin. Next.
So next is project schedule and milestone. So on July 8, when the project team develops and identify what the software or application. So next is July 15, project design. So the team prepares and approves the design that will be used to run and execute the program or application. It is on July 15. So next is our project development, which is on July 19. So when the developer updates and develop the program applications. And on Thursday, which is today, is July 27, the team will present the program or application.
And next, here is our flowchart po. Yung sa flowchart po namin, every function po ay ginawan po namin siya ng flowchart para po malaman kung saan po pupunta at saan po mag-work po yung sa system po namin. Ito po yung sa start function po namin. Next, sa register function po. Next, sa login function po. And next, withdraw function, login session function po, and sa deposit function, and sa finish registration po. sa account details po. And lastly, sa finish na may kita po yung mga account details po. Lahat po yan ma-present at masasabi po ni Mr. Reginald Pueblos po dun sa program presentation po namin. Thank you.
So, bale, Jean, ako na yung magpe-present.
Yung code na. Okay.
Yes po, ma'am. Ito po. Kita na po.
Yes. Kita na.
So, again, good morning, panelists, and good morning, fellow classmates. So, I'm Regina Pueblas, and I will discuss about our source code and also the output of our program. So, first is I will discuss first the import. So we use from Tkinter. So Tkinter is a graphical user interface in Python programming language, and we use asterisk as to use the function of the Tkinter. So next is the import OS. So it is used for operating system dependent functionality. So, bale, para ma-access yung operating system natin ng computer or PC. So, from PIL, import image TK and comma image. So, PIL is Python imaging library, which provides the Python interpreter with image editing capabilities. So, bale, yung PIL is for image editing capabilities. Or for image editing po. So, let's proceed na po sa main screen. So, this is our main screen. We initialize a variable masters. So, master po yung parang pinaka-handle ng magiging natin. So, para ma-appreciate nyo po kung ano po yung tinutukoy po, baleto po yun. So, baleto po siya. Ito yung pinaka-output namin. So, ito po yung master. Ito yung kung yung lalabas po na Tapos, master.title, ito po, Metrobank app. Tapos, background. So, yung background po is dark blue. So, for the main function, nasa pinakababa po yung main function. The reason why nasa pinakababa po yung main function is kapag nilagay ko po kasi siya sa taas, so bale, nagkakaroon po ng sequence error. So, kaya po nasa baba po siya. So, this function is for image import. So, bale, yung image import po, ito po yun, yung image na to, yung logo po namin. Also, the labels. So, labels is provide text information. So, bale, ito po yun, yung unang nilagay, ini-input is, or display is the Metrobank, tapos you're in good hands. Next is the buttons. So, yung buttons po natin is a control that user clicks to trigger a specific action or to select an option in a program. So, bali, kapag pinindot po natin it's either sa dalawang putong button na to, so magre-redirect po siya dun sa function po na tinatawag niya. Which is, ito po yung, bali, yung pinaka-command. So, kapag yung command natin, yung sa register po, kapag pinindot po natin yung button ng register, magko-command po siya dun sa sa function po ng register, and also sa login naman po, and then sa login naman po siya mapupunta. And so, para naman po lumabas po tong pinaka output na to, ito po yung pinaka nagiging yung master.main loop. So, para lang siyang pong while loop na kapag nagra-run po siya, tuloy-tuloy po siya nagra-run until the user exits. Paano yung exits? Bale, e-ex lang po yun. Yan po. And then, next. Balik na po ulit tayo dito sa taas. So, first, I will discuss the the register function kasi di tayo makakapag-login ng account kung di pa tayo nakakapag-register. So, first, I will click this register button. So, and then, ito po yung lalabas, yung register function po. So, basically, it has different variables po natatanggap. So ito po yung variables na mga tatanggap. Yung temp name for the name, temp age for the age, gender, and password po.
Puro string.
So kaya string po siya, bale na po siya, define po siya as a string po.
Okay.
So how it works po, bale i-input po natin yung name, age, tsaka gender, and password po. So ito po labels, entry. Dito, yung entry po, ito po yung pinaka-box kung saan tayo mag-i-input. Ito po yung entry. Ito po yung tinatawag na entry. And then, once na nakapag-entry na, nakapag-input na po tayo lang mga details, and pipindutin po natin yung button na register. So, sa button na register, bali, i-check niya yung mga, dito na po siya ma-redirect dito sa another function, which is def finish reg, which is function for use for checking the definition, the function register. So, first, try po natin. Like, wala pong laman itong mga na to. Wala pong nakasupply na infos. So, pag pinindot po natin yung register, so, may notification na all fields required. So, parang need natin i-input lahat. Like, for example, mag-i-input po ako, like, name, my name. Tapos, kung name lang po, tapos wala pang nakalagay sa iba, ganun pa rin po, all fields are required po. Bali, kailangan po talaga lahat lagyan. So, 18, tapos male, tapos password. So, bali, pag ni-register, after na po ma-input ng mga details, so, click register po. And, ayan po, may notification na account has been created. And also, another feature po din na kapag same po ng name, bale, kapag ni-register, same po ulit ng name yung ginamit, tapos na-register mo ulit, bale, ang mangyayari po, ayan, account already exists. May notification po na account already exists. So, that's for the registration function. So, bale, yun nga, may na tayo, may account na tayo, nakapag-register na tayo ng account. So, pwede na tayong mag-login. So, and then, dito na po siya papasok sa definition login. So, may mga variables ulit tayo for temporary login name, tapos for and for password. So, bali, hindi ko pala po natanong kung bakit po may global po pala dito. So, global variable siya para magamit po, bali, kaya global variable po siya para magamit po natin in sa mga iba't ibang function. Bale, ma-access po natin yung variable na yun. So, yun lang po yung sa global variable. So, ganun ulit. So, eto po, temp login name, tapos naka-string variable po parehas, yung name and password. So, i-input na po natin. Ayan. So, kapag nag-input na po tayo, and also, bale, kapag nag-login tayo, pinindot natin, nag-click tayo ng login. So, basically, pag wala siyang nabasa, ayan, no account found. Tapos, and then, kung may ilalagay man tayo, dapat, nagtutugma sa username and password din. So, kapag, example, bale, eto. Ayan, tama yung username, tapos, kaso wala pang nai-input na password. So, bale, lalagay din natin yung password. So, yung password kasi dito, ma'am, is, nakashow siya as A asterisk po, bale ganyan. Pero, para makita po natin na tama talaga yung ini-input kong password, is tatanggalin ko tong statement na to, yung show. And then, bale, iraran ko lang ulit po. So, login, tapos, Reginald, tapos, yung password po natin kanina is password din po. So, yan. So, kapag nilogin po natin siya, and try ko po muna imali. Like, mali ko yung password, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, kapag mali po yung password, yan, password incorrect po, may notification po. And then, kapag tama naman po yung password, pag nilogin natin, magre-redirect po siya into another function. Ay, sa dashboard po, account dashboard.
Okay.
Which is, nandito rin po siya sa my definition login session. So, nandito rin po yung account dashboard po. So, and then, yun. After po nun, may mga another function po like account details, deposit, and withdraw. So, first, tingnan muna natin sa account details. So, account details, ayan po. Bale, yung function po ng account details is dito po. Withdraw. Ito po, account details. So, first, yan po. Bale, may mga process po like, so, i-open po yung pinaka-file po, tapos i-read, tapos i-split, tapos kukunin yung mga details ng mga bawat pagka-split nung pinaka-information ng file, like naka-array siya, pointer. So, for details name, naka-0 yung niya. Kasi yung details name yun yung pinaka-una. So, kapag nag-array tayo, diba, nag-start lagi tayo sa 0. And then 0, next is, kaya 2 na to kasi yung kasunod kasi nito is yung naka-pointer sa 1 is, siya, yun yung password. So, 0, 2, 3, and 4 po. So, bali sa account details, yung pinaka-function lang po niya is mapakita yung account information tsaka yung balance po, updating balance. And also, nadagdag ko na rin po yung pwede pong mag-edit ng account details. Like, pag pinindot po natin tong account details, bale, yung name, fix na po talaga siya. So, kung gusto nyo pong palitan yung name, like, siguro mas okay na lang pong gumawa ng panibagong account. And then, yun, bale, yung purpose po ng sa account edit account details is for pag mag-change ng password, tapos kapag nag-birthday ka, so magbabago yung age mo. So, pwede mong i-update yung age mo. Tapos, kung sa gender din naman, kung nagpa-trans ka man or any na gusto mo, parang pwede mong papalitan. So, para makita natin kung nag-work ba talaga. So, password natin kanina is password din. So, itatry natin mag-input ng panibagong password. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tapos, age is 19 na. Kanyari, kasi previous natin is 18. Tapos, gender male pa rin. So, kapag sinave na natin siya, ayan. And then, try natin ulit mag-login kung gumagana ba. So, lalogin natin. Regina Pueblos. Tapos, 1, 2, 3, 5. Tapos, yan po. Tapos, kapag nilogin natin, ayun po. Tapos, tingnan yung account details. Yung previous natin na 18 yung age, naging 19 na po. So, yun po, yung sa account details. And so, for the deposit naman po, so, balik tayo sa taas. So, pag pinindot natin yung button deposit, so, magpupunta siya sa deposit function. So, bale, nakalagay po yung current balance natin na 0. Tapos, yung amount po natin na, yung i-input po nating amount. And then, tapos po nun, nakapag-input na kayo dito, i-click nyo po yung finish para po mag-process. So, bale, itatry po natin na walang laman muna yung amount. So, ano kaya mayayari? So, pag pinindot po clinic po natin yung finish, bale, may amount is required po, nalalabas. And, kapag maglalagay naman po tayo ng numbers, yan. So, pag in-input natin, ayan, current balance 100 po. Nag-auto-update na po siya agad. Like, ayan po. Tapos, kapag mag-update ng dadagdag ka ulit ng deposit ulit ng another 200 pesos. So, bale, magdadagdag po. And for the withdraw naman po, kung sa deposit, magdadagdag tayo. While sa withdraw naman po, bale sa withdraw, magmaminus naman tayo, magbabawas. So, nakalimutan ko rin palang sabihin kanina na hindi pwede yung may restriction dito na bawal yung negative, less than to zero na, tayo ng negative 10. So, pag natin, negative currency is not accepted. So, bawal po yung mga negative currency. So, tapos, ganun din kapag, empty yung entry natin, tapos finish natin, amount is required. Tapos kapag naman po tayo ng mas mataas po sa current balance natin, nag-withdraw po tayo. For example, nag-input tayo ng 500, tapos finish natin, lalabas po yung insufficient funds. So, and try natin mag-withdraw ng 100. So, pag finish natin, ayun po, current balance 200, tapos balance is updated po. So yun lang po yung pinaka-function po nung namin, program namin. So, any question po?
Question na tayo, ma'am. Okay. Ano yung ginawa mong feature doon para hindi mapalitan doon sa Reginald Pueblos na name?
Okay po. So, bale dito po, edit details. So, eto po, bale dito po siya sa edit details po. So, dito, po. Bale po, yung process po dito is i-open yung file, tapos i-read yung file, tapos i-splitting data. And then also, yung current password lang po yung hinahanap, which is siya sa details 1. Yun nga po kasi 'di ba, nabanggit ko po kanina na yung parang sequence nung nung file is 0 sa name, 1 sa password, 2 sa age, 3 sa gender, and 4 sa balance. So bale, ayan po. And then yung new password equals to update password to get. So saan galing tong etong mga variable na to, update password. So dito po siya nanggaling yung variables na po to. And tapos yan po yung tinanggap doon po sa may entry. Naka-text variable po siya na equals to update password, tapos yung isa sa update age, tapos sa gender. So kung lalagyan po yung sa name, magdadagdag lang din po kayo ng another entry para palitan po yung name. Kaso, the reason naman po kung bakit di ko pa pinalitan ng name kasi nagkaka-error po siya sa file kapag pinalitan din po yung name. Kaya, kasi siya po yung pinakaunang laman ng pinaka-file po. Siya yung pinaka-name ng file. Ito po yung format ng file. Ito po siya. Naka-name po sa kanya yung file. So, pag pinalitan po itong pangalan na to, parang magkakaroon po ng problem sa pinaka-file po. Kaya that's the reason why po na hindi ko po kinonstant ko na po yung name niya.
Okay. Gumamit ka ba ng database?
Yes po, ma'am, para database po.
Anong ginamit mong database?
Naka-file po siya. Naka-file yung extension po. Naka-dot file.
Naka-dot file siya. Alright. Nakita ko kasi na naka-disable yung pag-edit ng name, no? Siguro maganda kung i-disable mo rin yung sa ng password para kaso anong rule mo dun sa password? Para kung halimbawang mali ang kung may nagtatry mag-hack, kumbaga hindi siya mahahack, no? Usually isa 'yan sa feature na na requirement pagdating sa mga accounts. Kumbaga
So, bali parang wala pong restriction siya sa
sa password.
So,
Pero meron ka bang parang deadline? Yung parang critical point, halimbawa, hanggang ilang tries bago yung account, magsarado yung account. May ganun ka bang feature?
ulit, naputol po ata ako sa kaya di ko po masyadong na-clear yung question po.
Usually kasi pagka we're involving password and lalo na dyan sa bangko, you have only, I think, mga 3 tries. Pag lumampas ka na sa 3 tries, 24 hours na maglalak yung password mo. Kumbaga, the following day lang siya magre-restore. May ganun ba kayong picture dyan sa inyong
So, wala po, wala po siya, ma'am. Kasi po parang, yun po yung naka-restriction niya. Once na kapag lang po yung password, tsaka lang po magpo-open yung account po. Pero yung number ng tries, as much as one ng pag-input ng mag-try ng user, at ma-meet niya yung pinaka-password, yun po. Bali doon po yung
So, as much as how many times you want,
Yes po.
Pero magandang feature yan na additional na magla-lock in pag lumampas na doon sa sinet nyo na tries. Kasi isa yan sa magandang security ng isang bangko, no? Ayan, yun yung maisip ko pa lang. Yes, ma'am, kayo naman po.
Hello. Narinig niyo po ako?
Yes po, ma'am.
Yes po.
So, aside doon sa error handling na meron kayo, like for example, the user is existing, tapos yung password na mali, doon sa name, pag nag-input ng name, pure text lang ba siya or pwede may number?
Pwede po siyang number po sa pwede po siya, number po. Pwede rin po.
Pwede number sa name?
Yes po. Bali kasi po
name we're talking about name.
Bali po kasi yung tumatanggap po, bali naka-string variable po siya. So kapag
iba kasi yung name sa username, diba?
Opo. What do you mean po ba, ma'am, sa may name po? Sa
diba, nagpasok ka ng account.
Register po ba?
Register. Pwede ba doon combination ng name, ng text, and number?
Opo, pwede po siya. Kasi pwede po siya yung gumagana po yung number kasi po, hindi po siya inaano as a integer or float or any data type na related sa numbers. Bale, nire-read po siya as a string variable po.
Okay.
So,
but in reality, wala namang pangalan na may number, di ba?
Yes po, wala po.
So, at saka gano'ng kahahabang pangalan yung pwedeng ma-input, di ba? What you did is a simple simple application in bank. Pero in reality, di ba, nakikita nyo may last name, last name, first name, middle initial, may ganon. Yun yung pinaka-format. Kung ano yung format na dapat sundin. Diba? Kasi pagdating sa database nila, yun din yung ika-capture ng na data. Diba?
Yes.
So, dapat pareho. Diba? I mean, dapat nakaayos. So, yun. Yun lang. And then, sa password, diba, as you can see, yung password, all the banks are requiring it, like, not just numbers, diba, but it's a combination of special characters, then naka-caps lock, diba?
Yes.
Yung iba. Tapos, may combination din ng number. So, what you did also is a simple thing na, yun. Tapos, meron na din tayo ngayon na OTP, diba? You have to enter your number, your mobile number, kasi doon sila magsisend ng OTP notifying the customer na merong trying to log in or trying to register using that number. 'Diba? And then, of course, if that is yours talaga, if that is you will makaka-register ka ng maayos aside from sa email, 'di ba? Meron ding email, meron ding makaka-receive din tayo sa email and sa text ng OTP. So it's up to you. May ganun na din, 'di ba? For security purposes. Kasi syempre, 'di ba, I can use other names. 'Di ba? I can make my own password using your name. 'Di ba? Pero the security of the system of the application is how I will know that this particular person is that person. 'Di ba? So, ganun. So, yun yung mga scenario, lalo na your application is bank. 'Di ba? Sobrang taas dapat ng security and sobrang taas din ng risk when it comes to bank. Kasi lahat ng transaction nandiyan. 'Di ba? And aside from that, aside from withdrawing, aside from deposit, 'di ba? You have different kinds of deposits or different kinds of savings, like you have checking account, 'di ba? So you have savings, you have credit cards, nandiyan na rin eh. Minsan lumalabas na rin sa application yung credit card. So sobrang na siya, sobrang confidential niyan. So when it comes to security, dapat yun yung first na iniisip ninyo. Ano yung magpapatibay or magpapa-secure pa ng application ninyo na wala pa dun sa mga existing ngayon. So yun, pero magaling talaga. Magaling yung section ninyo. Naisip na yung mga ganyan, diba? And then, it's near to the reality. 'Di ba? Yung mga systems ninyo, 'di ba? Yun lang yung additional points lang namin when we want to pursue this kind of application. So you have to know further, deeper, kung ano talaga, kung ano yung requirements, features na magpapaganda at magpapasecure at maglales ng risk ng inyong application. 'Di ba? Yun lang. Thank you.
So, yun, ma'am. Thank you po sa feedback po.
Ako, yun lang yung tanong ko. Ayan. Maganda yung points na sinabi ni ma'am, ano? Kasi nagsisimula pa lang naman kayo, ano? So, mga first year. And these are very good points for you to consider. Just in case you, in the future, you would like to blow up this application. Ayan. At saka kung halimbawang nag-work na kayo, these are things that you have to consider, no? Kasi it's a must, no? It's a must. Kasi ito yung mga hinahack na information na para makuha, lalo na kung halimbawang sa sa banking industry. Yan talaga ang pinoprotektahan. Usually yung algorithm nasa 1 to 8, no? Pero may mga times na minsan tinataasan nila, no? Katulad nung pinapadala yung mga OTP, tapos i-encode mo, no? Either sa mobile or meron kang device na ibibigay sa'yo galing sa bangko, tapos you will encode yung lumilitaw dun sa device na ikaw nga yung nagpipin, no? So makikita nyo how big is this this application na ginawa nyo, no? In the future kung may bala kayo. But this is a simple and you have all the necessary requirements dun sa banking na-produce nyo naman sila, no? So, again, congratulations and then good job dun sa ginawa nyo, no? Okay? Thank you so much. Teka lang. Nasaan yung ating reaction? Ayan, yung ating reaction. Bigyan nyo naman sila ng siguro maganda yung nasaan na yung tada. Ayan. Nasaan yung tada? Ano nangyari? Ba't na yung aking Ayun. Tada! Ayan. Para maiba. And ayan. Okay. So, thank you so much. So, ayan yung mga inputs namin. And we're moving to the last one. Ayan, si Group 2. Group 2, ready ka na? Pwede ka nang mag-share ng iyong PowerPoint. Ayan, naka-ready na si Group 2.
Hello po. Rinig po ba?
Yes, rinig.
Good morning, Ma'am Payne, and good morning, Ma'am She, and good morning, classmates. The company we chose for our final application is PLDT Incorporated, and the name of our...
Home care.
Next slide, please. PLDT Incorporated, formerly known as the Philippine Long Distance Telephone Company. It was established in 1928 and is one of the country's oldest and largest telecommunications providers. Fixed-line telecommunications, mobile phone services, broadband, and IoT or Internet of Things services are the primary businesses of the corporation. Over the years, PLDT has received several complaints from customers about poor internet connections. We picked PLDT Incorporated since they have various problems that we may look into and choose from. We identified bad customer service as one of the PLDT's concerns. The issue that we focused on was their poor customer service, which included late responses. To overcome this problem, we created a simple yet effective application. Next slide. And here is the table of contents. First is the project description, project scope, objectives, deliverables, overall flow of the program, success factors, project team roles and responsibilities, implementation, project schedule and milestones, project presentation, question and answer, and lastly, the references. Next, please. In project description, this will provide a high-level overview of the project success. Project description, this project uses Java as its programming language to create a GUI-enabled software that makes it simple for users to seek information, solutions, and request assistance with ease from the well-known company PLDT for its services. It is a customer support app with a core system to reduce users' rage caused by the poor internet connection and response time of the company. Internet, telecommunication, well, millions of Filipinos use this technology in their daily lives. Unfortunately, millions of complaints are everywhere because of its performance. As a result, this project uses Java as its programming language to develop an app with a GUI or graphical user interface that allows users to easily seek advice and assistance from the well-known company PLDT for its services. PLDT is a Philippine telecom and internet provider that many Filipinos rely on, particularly in the NCR. Because of the organization's performance and recent issues, a few customers had negative perceptions of it. Next slide. The project scope, this is where the act of defining and preparing a project for execution. This project will be beneficial for the students, programmers, teachers, PWDs, and seniors, and lastly, the entrepreneurs. First, the students. This project can increase students' knowledge and increase technology. It can also help the user to further understand how and why this project was made. Letter A, our current students always use devices such as smartphones and laptops for their online classes. Our app made it easier to reach since it will be on their device and guide our students when there's a technical problem with their internet connections. Letter B, this project also helped those students who don't have landlines or telephones to contact us when our service is needed. Next slide. Next is programmers. Programmers, no matter what level of profession they are, whether beginner or professional, can always use a back-to-back basics refresher of the foundational concepts in Python, which they can learn by looking at this project. A, this will serve them as a challenge challenge for beginners since it uses GUI. And next is teachers. Teachers can use this project to get ideas for projects or activities to give to their students. Next, please. Fourth is PWDs and seniors. PWDs, such as people who are deaf and mute, are beneficial to our project since our app is easily accessible and contacting us will not add to their problems. A. They can now easily contact us by sending concerns and tickets by using our app, which doesn't require wide knowledge. And lastly, entrepreneurs. We may have projects that are similar to others, but implementing this to one of the largest companies will catch their attention, and they may use this fundamental in their own business. Next slide. Next slide is objectives. Technical objectives, using Java to first create a fully designed and implemented PLDT support app and use correct syntax and logic for our program implementation. Schedule objectives. Based on our group's capability, our project aims to first, complete a PLDT support service app for the finals, and second, innovate and or improve the built app for future uses and references. Deliverables. The project for our finals, PLDT support app, will be a way for PLDT customers to have a simple yet efficient way for them to connect with PLDT service without wasting for a long time and frustration. With our PLDT support app, we are able to schedule the client's problem and also redirect them to the correct support. For example, technical issues will be redirected to a software assistant, while router and signal cable issues will be redirected to a mechanical assistant. And deliverable. The user who are eligible to run this code must have the following system requirements. First, any modern CPU. Second, Windows 7 or higher version. Third, 4 gig RAM or better. Fourth, disk space should be a minimum of 2.5 gig and 1 gig for cache. Next slide, please. Overall flow of the program. This approach puts greater emphasis on the results rather than the process. And ito po yung mga in-import namin. First is the program imports Java SQL prepare statement to prepare SQL statements for query. Second, program imports Java SQL result set to get the results of the query that was executed. Third, program imports Java SQL SQL exception to handle the errors of the SQL execution. Fourth, program imports Java text simple date format to set the date into a specified format. And lastly, program imports Java UTIL logging level to know when to use a log level. Next slide. Ano pa pala? Sixth, program imports Java util logging logger to log message into JDBC API. And 7, program imports Java Xwing JFrame to set up the JFrames of different forms. 8, program imports Java Xwing JOption pane to pop message panes when needed. Next slide. The overall flow of the program input. First, program asks the user the account number and password. And next, kapag wala po silang account, the user can register below and the program will ask the user's first name, last name, password, or retype password, birth date, and address. Next. Number 3, program will prompt a set of action that the user will choose and pick. Next is the process. First, program always rely about the information stored in the server that's been created. Second, program will always look about the credentials that has been input to be verified in the server. In short po, sine-check po ng program namin yung mga nilalagay ni user para i-check kung tama po ba yung mga in-input niya. And next is program reads on what the user picking to assign the corresponding display inside. Program display an error whenever the input credentials are not in the server. Ito po yung chine-check niya po. Kapag mali po yung nailagay ni user sa program ay mag-error po siya. And next is program stops when the user click the back button in the program. And next, Aldrich.
All right. Am I audible?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Good morning. Shall now be continuing the explanation of our app. Now, in the output section of our overflow of the program output, as the name suggests, firstly, they will see a login authentication in which the user has to input their account number and password. If inputted correctly, the screen will now transition into a welcome to PLDT, and they will have a menu showing contact PLDT, fax, and submit ticket. Otherwise, if they have wrongly inputted their details, the app shall ask them if they have entered something wrong and will ask them to try again. If they have chosen to contact PLDT, it gives them PLDT number and the social media of PLDT. If they have chosen fax, as the name said, it will give them frequently asked questions and the answers for them, which will be showcased later. If they have chosen to submit a ticket, it will ask the users. Yes, thank you. It will ask for the user's details, and if some details were wrong, the app will ask them again. Otherwise, if correct, the program will display account number is verified. And after that, the app will ask what kind of problem they are having and a short description about their problem. If they left the description blank, the app will ask them again to fill it out, and then the app will show tickets submitted. Next slide, please. Success factors. Now, can you show all? Can you show all? Show all of the success factors? Thank you. Now, in the success factors, the program can be used as a reference by stakeholders for their individual studies or fields. So, in the creation of our app, it's actually very well made and very optimized that it can actually be used as a reference. Another one is that our project runs successfully on a minimum of Java SE7 version up to the recent ones using any IDE with Java Swing and JDBC API, which means that our program is very efficient, that it's able to run even only on Java SE7, which means it's very accessible for people to use. Another one would be successfully used as XAMPP for database, which we did actually do, which our program is based on XAMPP. Lastly, we also managed to finish the project by creating a final plan while brainstorming with each other, which is a success factor in our books. Next slide, please. And project objectives were accomplished, which was reported by Christine earlier. All of them were accomplished. Project team roles and responsibilities. Now, for our project manager, who is our reporter earlier, Christine Kakapit. We have 2 technical writers, Mary Jo Navarrete and Jamal Benalon. We also have 2 system analysts, Denise Shanley Alemania and myself, Aldrich Perez. We have 2 business analysts, Hannah Magnawa, Christian Mendoza. And lastly, we have 2 programmers, Samantha Cruz and Mark Angelo Morales. Next slide. flowchart. Can you share screen our flowchart? One second lang po, ma'am. Papalit lang po ng screen.
Okay.
Thank you. Pa-zoom out ng onte. Hold mo lang control, tas mouse, scroll down. Yan. Konti pa. Thank you. Isa pa. Sige, pwede na yan. Alright. Now, we shall now show you our flowchart, as it was actually indispensable in forming our ideas in the creation of our app. But, you know, since the flowchart, our flowchart, as you can see, it's actually 16 pages. It's a little long. So I'll only be giving a short description in each part of it so that everyone may understand what we were thinking in the creation of our app. Now, here in the overview section of our flowchart, it is like a more simple, shortened version of our flowchart. After logging in or registering the details the user inputted, it shall be put into our database or the user accounts. As you can see, the orange circular. I forgot the shape. Sorry. It's the orange thing on the left side, right? And then continuing to the dashboard and the menu, where they can select 3 options: fact, submit a ticket, and contact. In submit a ticket, the info the user will input will be also going into our database. As you can see, those 2 oranges again. Now, can you scroll down? Again, it is a little difficult to explain our app using only the flowchart, as this was only used in formulating our ideas. So I will only be giving a brief description, and then the explanation of our app will be continued later in the showcase of our actual app, which will be reported by our other groupmate, Samantha. After starting the app will ask for the user's details, their login. They can choose to log in, they can choose to register. If they press login, we go to this section, in which practically branches off a lot. The user has input something wrong. Can you scroll down? So if they log in, they will go to A, right? So if the user input something wrong or input a blank, the account number and the password will be equal to blank as well, and the user will be asked to input something, right? And otherwise, if they have inputted something correctly, they will continue to see. Can you go down? All right. Now, otherwise, if this B here is when the user actually click register instead, right? Sorry, our flowchart is a little confusing because it's like in a straight line, so it's easier to see. But if we had like a wider option, they will be side to side. So we're using a lot of pointers here, so please bear with us. After starting the after clicking register, the system, our app, will actually scan user's details, and then will be pointed to D. And here in C, it checks the details inputted by the user earlier in the login process. If there is something wrong, it goes back to A, and A is the part where the user has to input his login information again, right? Now, if it's correct, it already continues to G, which I will discuss later when we're done with the register process. Can you scroll down? Okay, here in D, you can see the system preparing to scan the user's detail for the register process this time. It then goes to F, which goes through a thorough checking and then asks for more details from the user, because unlike the login register, you have it asks the users for more details, right? Once you completed registering, it goes through G, which is the same as login, so they're connected once more. Okay, connected, and in G, it points them into the menu or the data or the what was it? The dashboard. That's the word. And dashboard, and you can see that there's a lot of pointers here again, because we gave the user 3 options to choose from, and if they did not choose any of the 3 options, they actually have a choice of minimizing or closing the app as well. Now, let's start with the user clicking the contact PLDT, which goes to K. H is just when the user click minimize or close. Okay, when the user contacts press K, contact PLDT, it goes here in K. They can press the checkbox to see the landline of the PLDT, so it's actually not visible unless you click it. If they choose not to press anything, they could choose to press close or minimize as well, which is still H. And they can choose to go. They can also choose to go back to the menu. Now, next, if they chose FAQ, FAQ, or frequently asked questions, they go to M. Can we go to M? Thank you. The user can press the questions to see the answers of the specific questions they press here in FAQ. And next, and they can also be pressed. They can also go to N, which is the same as the one earlier of the press minimize or close. Okay, now lastly O. This is where when the user press submit a ticket, it starts by asking the users for their information, and then goes through a checking through the system. It repeats if something was wrong, and if not, it continues. Now, the only time that it will repeat is when the user inputted like a wrong detail. Let's say it asked for your birthday, and you inputted the wrong birthday of your registered birthday on the system, right? All right. So it's important to always memorize your details after registering. And then it asks the users for what problem they may be having. And then the app's collected in its own system, and then it goes back to the dashboard, and that is it for the flowchart. Thank you. Can we go back to the PowerPoint? All right, implementation. Yes, can you show everything first? All right, in the creation of our app, we had to form some tasks or activities where there is actually 4 steps, which is our another like goals to achieve, right? So first is we had to form the logic for the program using flowchart. I showed you just earlier. So we made the flowchart first before creating the app. So we had all of us had a broad idea of what our app should be and how we are supposed to code it, which will be showed later. Next will be coding after making the flowchart, which will be shown later. 3, we had to add designs and updates, and to attain KISS, or keep it simple and short. In creating codes, it's always important to always keeping our app simple and short, right? As new programmers will have an easier time understanding our code, and that they will be able to use it for themselves as well. And it's not only for them, it's for us as well as our group mates, so all of us can understand it. And then lastly, we had to present the project, which we are doing right now. Procedures, we use Agile methodology, Scrum, much like the groups earlier, we also use Scrum. Tools in technology, Java Swing, MySQL database. As you can see, it's actually very friendly, user-friendly, that anyone is able to make this app for themselves as well. And then the project change control process is Scrum using an iterative approach. So we made small progress day by day, just like any other group. Next slide. Project schedules and milestone. In June 30th, 2022, we identified what kind of app we were supposed to be making. Actually, very early, right? We had a long deadline, but we were a little busy, so we started a month before this. You know, a month to create this complex app isn't so bad, and I think we did a pretty good job anyway. On July 7, we managed to design our project. In July 14, 2022, we started developing our project, our app, our PowerPoint, and even our the project design was in flowchart. The flowchart was in project design July 7. And then now, July 27, 2022, we are now presenting our project. Next slide. And now we are on project presentation, and I shall be passing the mic to our group mate, Samantha Cruz.
Okay, thank you, Aldrich. Naririnig po ako?
Yes.
Okay, share screen na po ako. So, ito po yung ginamit namin na IDE NetBeans. Tapos, ito po yung iba't ibang form na lalabas mamaya. Yan po. Yun po yung ginamit natin. Ito po kasing my connection naman po is for connecting to the database na nakikita nyo po dito. Tapos ito po yung ginamit namin to start the connection, exam po. And kailangan po laging naka-start itong Apache and saka MySQL. So, since discuss na rin po ni Aldrich yung overview, let's start na lang po siguro ng Iran. So, ayan po, makikita nyo po dito sa lalabas po yung form na PLDT login. Then, sabihin natin, let's enter random things. Yan. Then, we can view po the password by pressing this password icon. Then, pag binitawan mo po, makahide po yung password. Sabihin natin, login. So, yun nga po, mali po. So, possibly hindi pa nag-exist or mali yung account. Then, kapag pinindot po yung cancel, mabubura po yung nasa mga text fields. Ngayon naman, let's create an account. Sige, sabihin natin na Jane, sabihin natin Jane 23. Go. So, mali yan, diba? Then, let's create a password. Sabihin natin na unidentified. Then, i-retype natin na mali. Unidentified 2. Then, yung birth date naman po is makakapili po tayo dito sa so, natin 2002 siya ng August 28. And, tapos, address natin na Marikina. So, let's register. Tingnan natin. So, mali yung name natin kasi nga naman, wala namang pong numbers na name. Kaya, Jane, Tapos, ito po mali po, diba? Ito kasi may number 2 po ito sa harapan. So, please match the password when you retype. So, unidentified. Ayan. So, unidentified din po to. Then, yan. New user added na tapos ito pong account number is program generated para po unique yung account number. So, PLDT5. Then, mapupunta po tayo sa dashboard. Kung saan may 3 choices po si user. Pwede po siyang kontakin si PLDT. Basahin po yung frequently asked questions. Then, pwede rin po mag-submit ng ticket. So, dito muna tayo sa Contact PLDT. Very simple lang po. Papakita yung social media, then you have to promise din po na for PLDT-related concerns, if you agree, you can click this checkbox, then lalabas po yung contact number ng customer service. Then po. Then, let's go back. Tapos, ito pong frequently asked questions naman. So, meron po siyang drop-down list. You can scroll po dito. Sabihin natin how to pay bills. Lalabas po dito sa text area yung answer. Ayan po. Yung mga nilagay din po pala namin dito is, nasa frequently asked questions din po ng PLDT. Parang ganun. So, kapag ayaw mo na po dito sa frequently asked questions, pwede kung bumalik sa dashboard, then you can submit a ticket. Sabihin natin kanina, ang pangalan natin, diba, is si Jane. So, PLDT 5. Birthday natin is, 2002, August 28 ba yun? August 8? So, ayan. Try natin if tama yung Then, password natin is an identified 2. Yan. So, make sure all the information you entered match. So, mali nga yung natin, password. Tignan natin if mali pa yung birthday natin kasi 28. So, kapag tama na lahat na in-enter mo, i-verify na yun bago ka makasubmit ng ticket. Then, after ma-verify, naka-lock na tong mga fields na to, pati yung birthday chooser, tsaka yung password field. Then, you have to select a nature of problem. Paano pa napasa ko ng null? Hindi pa tanggapin ni program. Sabihin natin, minor concerns, kagaya ng, walang details, hindi rin tatanggapin ni program. Sabihin natin, lack of bill branches. Pero yun yung concern mo. So, masasubmit na yung ticket mo. Pwede natin makita din saan ba napupunta yung yung ginawang account kanina tsaka yung ticket. So, itong database po natin, ang pangalan nito is PLDT users. Tapos, meron po siyang dalawang tables. Ito pong user accounts and user tickets. Dito po napupunta yung account ng bawat user. Yan. So, makikita niyo po marami na kasi nakagawa na rin po kami nung nag-try po kami. So, ayan po. Tapos, dito po naman is yung, tapos ito naman pong other table, dito po napupunta yung mga tickets. So, gaya kanina, ayan po, ayan, so kanina, ayan, PLDT 5 account number, tapos, nagawa siya ng July 27, which is ngayon, tapos, i-direct to sa customer service department, kasi po, dahil sa lack of bill branches. Then, yung bawat report or ticket po is meron po siyang ticket ID para rin po unique. Then, kapag itong database, pwede po ibibigyan ng access sa PLDT. Then, pwede po sila yung titingnan po ng database if may sabihin the ticket. Then, if okay naman na po, na tugunan na po yung concern, they can delete this ticket po. Parang gano'n. So, yun po yung way na nag-work po yung program namin. Then, ito po yung mga other features lang po, like minimize. Then, this is like sign out po. So, yan. Mawawala na po yung running ng program po. Ayun lang po.
Okay. Alright.
Thank you, Samantha. For the next part of our presentation, we will be now accepting your questions and inquiries about our app.
I-show nyo nga uli yung database.
Okay.
PHP.
Okay po. Ito po yung database po namin. Ito po yung, yan.
Yeah. Okay. So, dun ka sa tickets. Sa paggamit ng database, one thing you will have to remember, as much as possible, yung deletion, no? Kasi hindi ko alam kung ano yung ginawa yung standard para sa paggamit ng database. Pero pag nagagamit tayo ng database, as much as possible, hindi tayo nag-delete ng data. Lalo na kung meron kayong gagawing interpretation at ipipick up nyo yung data to do some analytical reports, no? Like, for example, halimbawa, manghihingi ng report kung ano ba yung mga, say for example, ano ba yung pinaka-frequent na problem, tapos kailan ba siya nangyari, mga ganon, no? Or, to this month, ilan yung na-accept na tickets, halimbawa, ganon, no? So, kung makakakita kayo ng isang ticketing tool, usually hindi dinidelete yung yung ticket kasi halimbawa, no, you're working in a call center and you're picking up tickets. Usually the number of tickets that is assigned to you is the number of parang yung naka-assign sa'yo, no? Halimbawa, what was assigned to you and when was it assigned, yan yung binabayaran sa'yo. So, tinatag nila per ticket na naka-assign sa isang call center agent, halimbawa, no? Or somebody who is in customer support, no? Yung countdown, halimbawa, in a month, you will be able to answer, or probably in a day, siguro mas maganda in a day, in an 8-hour shift, you should be able to answer mga minimum of 50 calls or 50 tickets, 50 to 100 tickets, no? Gusto nilang makita yung mga resolution kung na-resolve ba siya. So you don't necessarily delete. So yung pagkakagamit nyo dito ay sinasabi ko lang, no, sinasuggest ko lang, mas maganda hindi siya dinidelete, no, yung natin, no. Pwede mo siyang itag as done, pero yung pagdi-delete, I do not suggest, no. It's not a good practice. Yun sa natin, no, sa paggamit ng database, no. And also, as much as possible, hindi mo ini-expose yung paggamit ng database sa user. Mas maganda kung halimbawang yung mga function nasa front end lahat, no? Katulad nung pag halimbawang na-resolve na, pwede mong itag at lilitaw na lang dito sa database, no? So, yan. Kasi less exposure sa data, much better. Lalo na magkakaroon ka ng magandang interpretation and analysis dun sa mga reports, no? Kung may less interaction yung mga user dun sa data. Ayan. Yun yung sa akin. Yes, ma'am. Kayo po.
Hello po. Yeah, I agree on what Ma'am Angie said, no? So, delete is not an option in doing an application. So, in addition to that, if you're going to apply this application, diba, in the future again, diba, or you're going to implement, diba, what if, yun nga, merong gusto ng boss na you will have a report about for this month, for example, for July, ano yung mga most problem na encounter. So, from there, diba, madaling i-track na hindi na kayo isa-isa sa database, diba? Meron na kayong list, like for example, lack of bill, diba? Sa anong lugar yan, diba? Bakit ganon? Kumbaga, mapapadali, diba? That is the purpose of us, of IT people, and the na mapadali, 'di ba, ang trabaho ng manual, ng mga existing na manual na sistema ng isang kumpanya. So, yun, kagaya nito, 'di ba? First time ko lang encounter din ng PLDT. Ano ba? Gusto niyo na bang palitan yung system ng PLDT? So, dinami-dami ng naupuan ko ngayon lang nagkaroon ng lakas ng loob na estudyante na mag-ano ng PLDT. Yun lang. Tapos, kagaya din ng mga error handling na tinatawag sa paggawa ng sistema, di ba? Ng system. So, you have to check on the error handling when it comes to the passwords, the usernames, the names, di ba? Always remember na magkaiba yung name sa username. And never na magkakaroon ng number yung name natin, di ba? So, just put these things yung sinasabi namin sa inyo in the future. Since you are baby pa naman, di ba? But at least baby pa lang, di ba? Natuturo na yung mga bagay na yan. Di ba? And explore some applications, explore some system na magbibigay pa sa inyo ng idea. Yun lang. Thank you.
Alright. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Actually, maganda yung gawa ninyo, no? Simple lang siya, no? Usually, yung mga ticketing system na yan, marami siyang, marami siyang pwedeng ilagay. No? Lalo na yung kung sinong naka-assign na agent or customer service agent, no? May mga username, tapos may mga naka-assign na privileges, ano ba yung pwede niyang ma-access, ano yung gagawin niya, tapos dun sa records, kung meron ba siyang access dun sa records na ibinibigay sa kanya, ganun. Ang importante dito is yung tagging ng resolution. Patingin nga nung front end nito. I-share nyo nga yung front end.
Ito po, yung
ayan,
bawat
term. Sige, magpasok ka ng ayan, yung ticket, submit a ticket. Magbukas ka muna ng account. Tama na yun.
Okay po. Mag-ano po ako ng account, ay ng ticket po.
Gamitin mo yung yung account na ginamit mo kanina. Tingnan natin yung ticket.
Okay.
Ito ba si unidentified?
Opo, si unidentified.
Okay, and then login. Okay.
So, ito po, ma'am.
So, submit a ticket. Ayan. Okay. So, nag-submit ka ng ticket. Tapos, makikita mo yung records nito dun sa database, correct?
Yes.
Pagka-submit. Okay. So, maganda yung mga items na pwede sanang magawa sa front end, nakalagay na dito yung data na available dun sa ticket na to, no? Tapos merong isang suggestion lang to ha, para nakikita nyo. Tapos merong may, di ba usually pag tumatawag tayo kay PLDT, meron silang parang pinasabi na response time, no? Yung may pupunta sa inyo within, parang gano'n, no? So, nakalagay din dyan kung ano yung response time. Tapos, i-verify, pwedeng balikan kung nasaraduhan na ba yung ticket, no? Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, na as much as possible, you leave the database into just collecting the data coming from the front end, no? Yung manipulation doon, as much as possible, less. Kumbaga, nagre-receive lang siya. Ayan. Para maganda yung i-output niya na analysis. Okay. So, yun, suggestion lang naman yun. But anyway, maganda yung maganda yung concept, sufficient siya doon sa requirement na na cover nyo yung mga kailangan pagdating sa customer service, no? Which is, yun nga, may ticket, nag-submit, and then, ayan. Yung management na lang ng ticket, yun lang yung maganda sanang makita natin dyan kung paano siya na-manage, at saka nagsarado ba siya. Yung input, yung opening, Yung closing ginawa nyo sa database, pero sana maganda gawin siya sa dito sa front end para hindi natin ginagalaw masyado yung database. Okay. So, yun lang.
Sa submit ticket, ma'am, di ba dapat dito na po yung complaint?
Oo. Pag submit kasi nito,
Tsaka wala.
yan na yung ticket eh. Kumbaga, naglagay lang siya ng kumbaga, parang lang to encoding. Tinatanggap niya lang yung submission. Kaya nga sabi ko, maganda, sana nandito na lahat pag nito, no?
Ay,
O,
ma'am.
tsaka reference number,
Ano po?
ganyan.
Yes.
Verification pa lang po to. Bale, pag na-verify na po yung account nyo, doon na po nyo ilalagay yung problem nyo po.
Okay.
Pwede nyo
So,
na po.
pagka-verify, dito na doon sa baba yung tama ba?
Opo,
Sige
bale, yung user. Opo,
Sige nga,
pakita
sige
na
nga,
lang po.
sige nga.
May oras ka pa ba, ma'am?
Chinachat ko na sila na I'll be there shortly. Kabila.
Okay. Mabilis lang.
Yan po. Tapos mag-close na po to kasi na-verify na. Hindi na mo siya pala. Yan po. Tapos, ayan po, iba't ibang, sabihin natin yung equipment. Yan po. Makikita ulit po sa database. Yan po. Yung kaninang number then program generated.
After nyan, ano na mangyayari?
Ano po, ito po kasi sanang PLDT na program at saka database. Parang if ever po, kasi po presentation or proposal po to sa companies, pwede po nilang i-adapt ito sa kanilang system. Tapos sila po yung mag-manage ng database. May makakakita po ng database. Parang ganun po.
So hanggang dyan lang?
Opo. Then, kapag may pumasok po, then yung IT department, i-direct po itong ticket na to sa IT department. Tapos, parang ganun po, customer service department.
Okay. Sige. Okay na po, ma'am.
Okay. Sabi na ako. Again, maano no na-cover niyo naman yung lahat ng requirements, no. So, ito lang ang natin pagdating dun sa tandaan lang natin, as much as possible, we preserve the database on yung walang masyadong as much as possible, very less yung contact natin dito kasi ang nito is interpretation, lalo na sa analytics, kasi para ma-preserve yung niya, no, yung data na available na meron sa nakukuha dun sa natin sa front end, no. So yun lang ang suggestion ko diyan, pero nakuha niyo naman yung essence ng requirement ng ating dito sa ating customer service na ano ang pangalan nito? Anong pangalan nyo dito sa app nyo?
PLDT Home Care po.
PLDT Home Care. Okay. Yeah. Ako, very good na sa akin to, no? Okay na yung niya, no? Okay, good job. Siguro si Ma'am, no? Kasi last na to. Si Ma'am Sheng yung ating magko-closing remarks. Kasi ako yung nag-opening remarks kanina para dun sa ating program. Ayan, Ma'am. Sige po.
Okay, so again, sobrang ang gaganda ng mga naisip niyong applications. Yan. And those inputs na ginawa, those inputs, just put that in your list, diba? So, sooner na kapag kayo ay nakapag-decide, diba? Or gusto nyong i-pursue, at least you still have more idea, diba? And to tell you honestly, it is you are just first year, diba? You are just first year, and yet you know na how to create, diba? How to have these kinds of applications. And it's not, I think, presenting wise, it is also your forte na, diba? Ang gagaling niya mag-present. So you can easily discuss what you have done, diba? And also you are confident, diba? Sa mga gawa ninyo at sa na-create ninyong application. So that is a big round of applause to all of you. Okay, and I know that Ma'am Angie, you are in good hands with Ma'am Angie, diba? And thank you so much. Thank you for giving an effort, diba? Sobrang A for effort yung ginawa ninyo, and yun. So good luck and God bless pa sa more years nyo pa. 3 years more. So marami pa kayong pagdaraanan. Marami pang bittersweet memories mangyayari sa people. Hopefully, mag face-to-face, di ba? And you will get to experience inside our Sintang Paaralan, di ba? Gano'ng kainit. Yan. Yan ang mararamdaman ninyo sa PUP, yung pero masayang experience, di ba? Masayang experience. Iba pa din yung nasa school kaysa yung online. Yeah. So we just hope and pray na everything will be okay, and we'll be back, di ba? We'll be back as normal na nag-school tayo, di ba? Bumabiyahe, yan, pupasok, gigising ng maaga, di ba? So yun, yung mga kwento-kwento ng mga ate at kuya nyo noon na naka-experience sa PUP, pumasok, ng mga experience nyo rin siya. So yun, thank you so much again, and God bless and congratulations to your presentation. You did well, guys. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, no? At I'm really very happy, no? Compared to what you have presented in the midterms, this is a very, very big improvement, no? Kahit simple pa lang, no? Na kasi yesterday umattend ako ng seminar dun sa bsit, and they are requiring na i-improve natin yung sa ating IT, no? Isa sa technology sa concept nila, and here you are, no? You are already pasok na kayo dun sa gusto na mangyari ng DICT, no? Yung ating Department ng Information and telecommunication ng technology ng ating gobyerno, no? So isa yan sa aim nila, and we are ang PUP nagpo-provide na. Ito na yung ating practice, no? Moving forward, pagdating nyo ng next na no? Very, very professional na, very ready na kayo dun sa mga next na nyo, no? At nakabuo na kayo ng application, no? Pwede nyo nang ilagay sa resume yung nagawa nyo, no? Yung Python, yung Java, yung JSON, yan na yung mga tools na pwede nyong i-declare na, nakabuo na ako ng application. Ayan. So, yan. Magandang practice yan, no, class? And, again, I'm very happy dun sa ating output sa discrete structures. And, congratulations. Good job. Job well done, no? Okay. So, ganun ako ka-happy.
And also, thank you, Ma'am Angie, for taking care of the students.
Siyempre, loves ko yung mga yan. Gusto ko yung output ng PUP ay yung mga gusto kong maging katrabaho balang araw, no, sa industry. Kasi galing ako sa industry. So, eto lang naman yung sinishare ko kung ano yung practice sa industry. Kaya, ganyan tayo, no? Para ready tayo, no? Okay. So, yun lamang po. Maraming salamat. I'm going to move to my next class. Pahingi po ako ng recording, although may recording din ako dito. Para lang meron akong Kasi minsan
ay, ma'am, can we have photo off po? Photo opportunity.
Photo opportunity, class. You may open your, your webcam. Ayan. Doon sa may mga webcam. Ayan. Ako rin. Saan nga ba yung ano? Ito pala. Ayan. Video. Ayan. Ayan si Ma'am Payne. Medyo madilim. Saan ko ba ilalagay?
Okay ba kayo? Sino mga taga-north dyan? Meron bang mga taga-north? Brad, vegan, yan ang masyadong naapektuhan. Okay ba kayo lahat?
Grabe, nakita ko yung ano, may mga ganun-ganun, no? Yung parang ugat na ang lalaki. Nakakatakot. Sa dagat eh. Mamaya magbukasan yung mga sinkhole eh, no?
Okay.
Katakot.
Yun, ingat-ingat lang muna.
Oo. Ayan.
And pray. Okay, so first batch muna. 1, 2, smile. Just for a minute. Next. Next batch. 1, 2, smile. Yan, okay. So, check nyo na lang yung SIS nyo, no ma'am? For your grades. Soon, okay. So, yun.
So,
thank you, bye-bye.
Hingi na lang po ako ng ano. Sige, na recording pagka ano. Pagka
Yes, ma'am.
ready na. Okay. Thank you po.
Sige po. Thank you. Ingat kayo. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you po, ma'am. Bye-bye po. Thank you po rin.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye po.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.